Hello, this is a very impromptu live that I'm doing. I've no doubt that Grandad will be joining us in a bit, but um, for those people who've read the information that I put up, which indicates the reason for this live, I'm hoping that it will also save so that people can watch it back later before anything is published on the people's sites, um, or anything is clipped due to a phone call which I had with BuzzTex earlier on today, roughly 2 hours ago. It's now coming up to 20 past 5. It's around about 5:15, so just over. It was regarding uh, accusations, allegations, and my take on it is he was just looking for confirmation of what happened. Now, for those of you who think that I've always been a Grim Reaper, I haven't. There's a confession. I used to be part of the Buzz fan. Yes, I did. And not only that, but I was also a moderator. And for a long time, I actually believed in the ideal, being an idealist, and I still am an idealist. That's the reason why so much work has gone into the Grim Reaper radio show website, because I believe in the right to free speech, but I'm also a very honest person, and I will say it how it is. And if that upsets people, that upsets people. If it makes enemies, it makes enemies. I'm not here to support anybody. I just want to make sure that factual information is given out in regards to what happened last year. I'm sure it was last year, regarding a Blackpool party. In fact, it may have been, yeah, it must have been last year, or it could have been the year before. I get confused. So, from that point of view, I lose track of time so easily. I think it's down to being stuck at a PC all the time. One day goes into another. But anyway, getting back to why I was here, why I'm doing this live podcast. And, well, I like that one. Audit the others. I knew that, mate, and good luck with your show. You had the voice for it. I also have the face for radio as well, which is the reason why you see the images you do. Anyway, all I want to say is there was an idea which I actually started. It wasn't anybody else. It was my idea. The idea was for originally Buzz and the moderators to all meet up so that we could have a few drinks and have a chat, get pissed, basically. It was an excuse for a piss up, let's be honest. And I'd already booked time to go away in Blackpool. I always do at the same time of year. I'm always away. Just to give you a bit of background on that, I proposed to Mrs. Grimm or Mrs. God, whichever one you want to use. We got married on the 31st of October. I proposed to her 2 years prior to that on the 31st of October. There was a little snag. That got sorted. I got the divorce papers through in plenty of time. But I thought to myself, wouldn't it be a good idea? I've met all these people in, as I thought it was only one community. I hadn't realised at the time just how big the community is. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to get people together and have a few drinks? And because I was already away, I suggested the weekend of the 31st of October. Now, that sounded like a great idea. The idea then snowballed slightly because there was then conversations around, well, let's open it up to the subscribers and the members and this, that and the other. Let them get a chance to meet BuzzTechs and the moderators sort of face to face. And I thought, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So I tasked BuzzTechs with a job of looking for a venue. And unfortunately, it was around the time that he was getting lots of crap from all over the place. And I'll come back to that shortly. But the venue wasn't looked into, other than it was a friend of a friend that he might be able to get, but he didn't get. So, moving forward, I turned around and said, well, look, tell you what, I'll phone around because nobody else seemed to be doing it. So the only place I could find was the Blackpool Catholic Club, and they were available. They didn't have any bookings, so I inquired a little bit further, and it worked out that they wanted £100 deposit in cash at the time of booking. Now, I might be a little bit daft with my money every now and again, but I'm not going to put £100 down in cash for something which was still in the early stages, and there was no real commitment at that moment in time from anyone other than the nod of, yes, I'm interested in doing that. Yeah, yep. And then there was people who were dropping out for different reasons. A number of the mods dropped out. And it never actually went ahead. However, somewhere there was a conversation regarding how big the venue would be. And it got a little bit stupid because people wanted, all singing, all dancing, massive place within Blackpool that was central and everyone could get to by car, by ferry or wherever, even plane theoretically, and of course train. So there was something along the lines of, well, we did that, we would need to charge £25 per head to be able to get in, and we would need to confirm these bookings in advance. So, as far as I was aware, that was a discussion that I had with some of the moderators at the time, but it was never put out on air. But it might have done, but I'm not 100% certain. As far as I know, as far as I can remember, because it was some time ago, and as I say, I've had a sleep since then. Well, basically, a lot of crap's happened. So it wasn't last year. It was the year before. It must have been the year before. But anyway, if it was put out that it would cost £25 per head, then it would have been during a live. And there was also a plan at the time, another one of Buzzard's ideas. He got barred from taking photographs in Blackpool, and there was a video up where a young copper came round to deliver the news, and there was some legal loophole that the council has used to stop him from taking photographs in public places. So Buzz was very pissed off, very annoyed with this. So he decided in his umpteen wisdom that he would walk from one end of the promenade in Blackpool to the other, which is roughly about a mile, right? But he'd have loads of cameras strapped to him, and he would just walk down there. And there was conversations around having it as a bit of a protest. And again, it was sort of linked in around the same time that we were going to have this party. So the party date was moved from October to sometime in September, and I think it was late September. Again, I could be wrong. But then other things took over, and it wasn't discussed. There was no further action taken. And eventually, there was an announcement made on one of Buzz's lives, because I think, if I remember right, I brought it up, and he said, no, it's not going to go ahead. But we also had a conversation, me and Buzz, at a later date, and he confirmed that the weekend that it was originally going to be going for, or the second weekend it was going to go for, I should say, in late September, he was going to be moving at that time. So it was a non-starter, because people had dropped out, and Buzz himself wasn't going to be there, etc. So the hotel that I'd booked for that period of time, I cancelled, because I booked the hotel on the basis that I pay when I get there, and I've got up to 24 hours before the day itself to cancel. So as far as I am aware, hand on heart, and those people who know me know that I've got nothing to hide, never have had. Being very open about my background, and coming into YouTube and speaking to people, and I've made some friends along the way that I call friends, that, stroke joke virtual friends. A few people I've met, but no, it didn't go ahead, and that was reasons why. However, it turns out that there was a number of people, potentially, certainly one person, who had booked a hotel, and although it was cancelled, he couldn't get his any money back, which I'm truly sorry for, because that should not have been the case. There was nothing which was confirmed as such. There was a lot of talk going on, but it didn't actually go ahead. Now, before I move on to anything else, I'm open to questions. All right, you can put them in the chat, and I will answer truthfully if I can. I'm an open book. So if somebody wants to ask a question regarding it, or even why am I saying this? Why am I coming to you? Why am I talking to you about a conversation that I had earlier on with BuzzTech about this potential party that never happened? I'm more than happy to talk to you. If you want to come up onto into the chat, you can do. Or come into StreamYard. I'll ask me questions. I don't mind. Say I've got nothing to hide. But while you're thinking about that, folks, I also got asked a couple of other questions around what was happening with or what my friendship was with Buzz at the time. So, hang on a second. Are you saying you were scammed by Grim? Just joined? No. Not in any way, shape or form. If someone... Sorry, London, big up London. What actually happened was there was a conversation, that party, it never happened, and I'll explain again later if there's any questions, and then you'll be able to catch up. But let me carry on. When this conversation was still going on with Buzz and I earlier on, he asked me whether or not I'd ever scammed anybody, and I can honestly say, to the best of my knowledge, there was no scamming as far as I was aware. Last night, there was a guy called Nigel in one of the streams that Buzz jumped into, and Buzz explained at the time that there was a lot of things going on, and one of the things that was going on was getting emails from somebody, and this linked into a conversation regarding him going to the Newcastle area and hanging around, etc., looking for this guy who's been sending him emails at the time. Now, I wasn't there, so I can't actually say. But from what Buzz was saying, he met up with Arkash, who lives in that neck of the woods, and he was in the area, and that's as far as it went. Now, there was a question mark over these emails, and I put in the chat, well, he's actually telling the truth or something like that, because I have actually seen those emails. They were vile, they were disgusting, and they were clear threats upon him and his family at the time. No two ways about that. And he asked me about how he could get any legal redress against the person, if there's anything that he could do, because I advised Buzz on a number of legal issues outside of the so-called auditing that he was doing, etc. I mean, he was having problems, as I say, with Blackpool Council, and there was a couple of loopholes that we could have been used against them, but it would have meant having to go to court and various other things. So I don't think he ever pursued that. His issues with the police, I think they're still ongoing. As far as I'm aware, I've not actually had any further conversations with him about that, but I provided him with a number of emails of how to go about getting subject data access under GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulations, and also the sort of questions that would need to be asked in a formalised complaint or taking it to a court. And as far as I'm aware, Buzz still has those emails, and I think during the conversation he alluded to the fact that he still looks at those, and when there's any issues he goes by what I've advised him in the past, which is fine. He also asked me whether or not I thought he was racist. Now, that to me is a bit of a strange sort of question to ask. However, I do know that, judging from some of the clips that have gone out recently, this is the reason why he asked me, because people accused him of being racist. Now, I can honestly say that in my presence, he's never been racist. I've never seen him racist. However, since I moved away, I cannot comment regarding that. I can't stand racism in any way, shape or form. And if somebody was racist in any of the streams that I'm in, I would pull the host up regarding that. I would, rather than taking out, saying something directly, because at the end of the day, it's the host that has the responsibility. So, yeah, I'll send out link in a second, Bear. So, when we got to the end of the conversation today, as I say, it was more of Buzz doing his usual, trying to take over, trying to get a simple yes or no answer to his questions, the way that he does. But the thing is, I have the right to say something, and this is the way that I did. Right now, going back to what I was saying regarding the Blackpool, because there's a number of people here now who wouldn't have heard it, so I'll just go over it. I know for a fact that when they planned, or my idea of having a piss up in Blackpool with the moderators, that coincided at the time of my wedding anniversary, it was originally set up for the moderators, Buzz only, and it sort of snowballed, and then there was an idea in inviting the subscribers, or members, I should say, those who pay a monthly fee into BuzzText. I mean, I don't operate that way, but those people who do know are will understand. You pay a monthly fee, they're members, so therefore they wanted to open it up to that. Some of the moderators, there was a discussion about it. And I turned around and said, well, yeah, that's fine. We can look at a nightclub or something like that, meet up in a nightclub. But no. It had to be big, it had to be grand, etc. So it would have worked out, and that it would be something ridiculous, that there'd have to be an admission fee to go in now. It didn't get off the ground. I don't know how it got out. I've got to be totally honest. I was under the impression it was just between me and the moderators. But obviously, because of the conversation which happened last night, to me, that must have been released somewhere, because my understanding is Oddenhull made plans to go out, meet up, and booked a hotel. Unfortunately, didn't get the money back because it didn't happen. But this is, I just wanted to clarify a point that as far as I was concerned at the time, and my memory serves me correctly, it didn't go ahead because nobody would actually organise anything, which, looking back, doesn't really surprise me. And you learn from your own mistakes. And as I've said right at the beginning, I am not standing up for him. I'm just stating facts because I was there at the time and part and parcel of trying to organise it. I was the only driving force behind it, to the point that I found somewhere where we could find something. Please stop shouting at me. Let me finish, by all means, right? The point I'm trying to make is that at the time, it didn't go ahead because, apart from myself, there's only me that was looking for a venue. And the only venue that I could find that was cheap enough was the Blackpool Catholic Club, which was £100 deposit in cash, and I passed that over to Buzz to do. But then he moved on the day that the weekend that the party was supposed to happen on. So at the end of the day, right, that is fact. That is what it is, right? And I just wanted to clarify the situation, right? Now, I will put the link out because, as I said, I've got nothing to hide, at all. If you want to ask me any questions, I have no issues. There you go.
Well, you've got your point across of like what you've said, yeah. So let's see who comes up. If you start getting full up here, I'll drop down.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm not here to be assassinated. I just want to clarify the situation as I see it.
Yeah.
That's all.
I understand that.
It's like I say, regarding the emails were real. So I just wanted to clarify a few points. That's all. And
of what you're aware of.
Yeah, from my perspective.
Hello, Bear.
Hello, Bear.
What's going on, right?
Yeah.
You always knew I was going to be the first one to jump all on.
I saw you shouting over there in the chat.
I wasn't shouting. I just like to
do a capitals.
Capitals. When I'm talking factual, I like to talk capitals. Yeah.
Right. Well, I was explaining.
Like to emphasise.
Right. You missed the beginning.
I did.
I had a strange phone call yesterday. Well, I won't say strange phone call. It wasn't actually a phone call. It was over Discord, right? And it was more like a bit of an interrogation, trying to get X, Y, and B. Well, I don't play those games, as you know, Bear.
All right, so who did you have this conversation with, Buzz?
Yeah.
And did he approach you?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he wanted
Yeah,
to get
because
hold
listen,
of me.
he has to go around trying to cover his tracks, man.
Right. Whoa. I'm not, listen. I am not getting involved in any beefs, okay? Never have done, never will do. You know me, I'm independent.
He's a joker. Do you know what's funny? He could approach you, but when I turned around and messaged him the other day saying, do you want my fucking number, right? Sorry about the language. And that's what he did put, right? And he replies, send it, exclamation mark. Like he actually wants to have this conversation. 48 hours later, still no phone call from this guy. You know, any guy telling this guy wants to go around ringing people when he's trying to cover his tracks. Like, well, I'm sorry,
I'm not. Right, Bear, you're talking away from the mic there.
So,
right. So, this conversation took me by surprise. Right, I made a couple of comments. Right, yesterday on one of the streams he was in, confirming the situation regarding the emails that were sent to him, the hate emails and what they contained. I've actually seen them, right? So I know that it's factual, right? I know what happened regarding the party that didn't happen in Blackpool, as I've explained earlier on. It was an idea that I had originally for the mods and for Buzz to get together in Blackpool at the same time as my wedding anniversary, right? Because I was in Blackpool anyway. And it developed from there, from something which was a little idea for about 10 people to an idea that could have potentially attracted hundreds of people. And because nobody was doing anything, I ended up being the one going around phoning places to get prices, etc. And the cheapest one, I passed that information on to Buzz. But again, nothing happened, and then it was the weekend he was moving anyway, because it had actually got moved from the 31st of October to the end of September, if I remember right. Now, I'm not here to defend the guy, right? In the same way as I wouldn't defend you, Bear. Right? I would just state what I've seen or what I know to be factual, right? Now, I felt sorry for Auden Hull for what happened to him and the way that, you know, he booked an event, a hotel, he didn't get his money back, etc. Right? And there was talk between myself and some of the mods regarding getting, because I think it was Buzz who wanted a big venue. And I turned around and said, well, you're talking thousands of pounds. You're going to have to get that back. And there was a talk of a charge to the members to be able to get in. And I pointed out, well, you can't go that way because, you know, you're talking about people who are travelling miles away to come all the way up to Blackpool. They're paying to stay out overnight in most cases. So you need somewhere which is cheap and cheerful and smaller. You know, that's, to me, was what the logical thing was, right? I don't know how or who said there was 25 quid out in the air, right? No idea, because as far as I can remember, it was just with the mods. Talking of mods, Grandad, while we've got Stangu and T out there, can you sort out their spanners, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Just in case we get any bots.
Yeah.
I don't mind people coming in and having a go at me. As I say, this is very open. I don't have anything to hide. I don't want anyone to start thinking that I'm hiding something. I've been accepted from one community into another community. I'm fed up of seeing so much aggro. But I don't want to take sides in this situation because, you know, I don't think it's right to take sides. All I'm doing is just telling you from my perspective what went on at that time. And again, to reiterate, one of the questions I was asked was, have I ever been racist? Not me, but this is from Buzz. And I've confirmed that in my presence, I haven't seen or heard any racist comments. If I had, I'd have been out of there a damn sight sooner than I was. As for jokes, we're okay, so let's have a think about this. I don't agree with people being discriminative, but I also feel that PC political correctness has gone a little bit too far. Now he uses his fake voice of Larry Johnson, and he's been criticised for it, and I've criticised him for it, but it depends on the context at the end of the day. And if you think about the Great British Comedy Show and such as Little Britain, I think that's funny. I don't think it's a direct insult to anybody who's disabled in any way, shape or form. To me, it's just comedy. His Larry Johnson in some situations is comedy. In other situations, I don't think it is. Right? And I've had this discussion with him in the past. I don't always see eye to eye. I never did, should say, with him.
So when he made out on a phone call as Larry Johnson, right, that making out like a disabled person was being fucking hit by one of their relatives for being that way over the phone, that's comedy.
No, I didn't
to a
say
business.
That. No. I didn't say that. I said
the guy's
depends on the context, right? You and I can have a conversation, right, and somebody listens into it and they don't agree with it. Well, that's fine, right? If we are having a funny conversation, I mean, let's face it. I mean, I just did a 45-minute skit about Bill and Ben, right? The Flower Pot Men. That to me is funny, or it was at the time when I did it, right? It had two people rolling around in stitches. It was a skit on Bill and Ben, at the end of the day. And it's, whether or not it's in relation to anyone living or dead, it's just one of those things. You with me? But hey, if somebody objects to it and they've got a real objection to it, I'll take it down. I don't have a problem with that.
Can I ask you a question?
You can.
Why has he approached you today, Grim?
I have no idea.
Well, you must, because you've had a conversation with him. So in that sense,
hang on. Hear me out, right?
Yeah.
Like I said to him, I speak, you speak, right? That's how a conversation goes in my book. I got a message that came up because I made a comment on one of his something he did earlier on. I can't remember what it was, but I put some message on, and I suddenly got a message back saying, "I've been trying to get hold of you." Okay, why? That was my question. Anyway, he started to ring me on Discord. Now, unfortunately for him, the first time he called me, he couldn't get through because I couldn't get to the phone because everything at the time was connected to my phone, not the PC because it was working.
Mm-hmm.
So I called him back and, well, yeah, what do you want? This is a bit out of the blue. Because I just didn't think anything of it. It didn't twig. So anyway, he launched into his spiel. And I said, well, hang on, let me take you back and take you on what actually happened, more or less. And I won't be spoken to like a child. I won't be ranted at. I won't if somebody wants information, it's a two-way street. You ask a question, I'll give you an answer. But the way I delivered the answer, you might not like, you know. But you didn't like the way I answered him because it was long-winded, and he said, now you're sounding like them. And I went, sound like who? You know what I mean?
because this is the
It was
thing,
fun.
right? So I'm just going to... Oh, sorry, Matt. I will let you carry on. But
Yeah,
this is
no,
how
no,
I
it's
see it,
fine.
right?
Yeah.
This is how I see it. He's approached you, right? For one of a few reasons, I think, or one of a couple that I can think of off the top of my head. One,
Yeah.
because he's clearly seen you doing damn fucking well, and he don't like anyone doing better than him. He can't stand it. So that's
Yeah.
a reason
Can I-
to try and get
okay.
his filthy
Let-
paws into
okay.
somebody.
Just hang on. I can't comment on that because I don't know that for definite one way or the other.
Everyone knows that. We all know Buzz. We all know that's how he works. He doesn't like
I'm
anyone
just
that does
saying,
better
I
than him.
can't comment on that because I don't know, because that didn't come up. I left that area, right, because I'd outgrown it and I needed to move on, right? What I wanted to do, I've been able to do with the help of Grandad, Mellows and a few others, right? I've set up, we've got the website set up, we've got the radio station set up, we've got podcasts set up, we've got links with auditors in the States. What I think we've achieved as a team, because it's not me, it's a team effort, right? I believe nobody else could have done in that period of time, right? And I take my hat off to everybody who's sweated. In some cases, a lot of sweat, right? And a lot of mistakes which I've made and has have to be fixed. And I'll hold my hand up. I made mistakes with the website, right? And I take my hat off to them. I applaud them. And this is why I want people to go to the website now, because it's the only place where you got free speech, right? So if you see that as success and you see BuzzTex as not liking that success, because he was the one who told me it would fail, and it, you know, it's a 10-year program because he's done it right before. I don't like being told I can't do something, and I'll do the opposite, you know. But does that answer your question? If not, then I'm sorry, I'll turn to Boris Johnson and quit. Oh no, actually no, well, he hasn't done yet, has he? Go on, sorry, Bear.
No, do you know, it's one of them, innit? I'm fucking very blunt, man, and I don't want to come across rude to you.
No.
So,
you've got
a lot of respect for you,
you
mate,
won't.
so it's
You
not
won't.
one of them where I want to sit here and... But I'll be straight, like, and this is just me being straight, and I do mean no disrespect, yeah? But I don't even really agree. And again, what do you... See, I'm going to word it wrong, like what does it matter if I agree or disagree? But I kind of disagree with this live stream.
Okay.
Right now, like, and I know you said you're not defending him, but it almost comes across like you're now... Buzz contacts you today, yeah? Now all of a sudden here you are explaining for him. He's a little bitch that can't explain for himself.
Do you want me to tell you the reason why?
And when you... Hang on, Grim, you said that it was your idea, right? So hang on. Even whether it was your idea, this Blackpool thing, yeah? It was your idea for this event, for you and a load of mods to meet up with Buzz, yeah? Mods. Buzz then takes your idea, spins his whole scamming version on it, right? And goes, oh, no, sod that. Why would I do that when I can do the full hog? I can offer to meet the whole of the UK, which then that's what that is, a scam, right? So then what do people do? Is say, oh, he's going to meet me. Hit the sub button. I need to hit the sub button because I need to be able to keep up on track with what's going on. Hit the sub button. I remember sitting and watching those lives, live after live after live after live. Not just me, but many people were typing in that chat wanting to know what was going on. It was definitely happening. It's definitely happening, guys. It's definitely happening. Don't worry about that. We've got it all sorted. So people like Audit in Hull then went and... Audit in Hull didn't just like prematurely go and book somewhere where nothing was set in stone. It was set in stone. It was set in stone because the way Buzz put it out to everyone, it was set in stone. So people like Audit in Hull, and I imagine other people as well, they just haven't come forward or whatever, right? I don't believe Audit in Hull's the only one. They haven't done anything wrong. They went off a man that they believed, that they followed, that they trusted, right, was telling them the truth. And he left it. In fact, he never actually announced that he wasn't doing it. but he was always announcing that he was. That is a scam. That is misleading somebody. And actually, it's even more of a shit show because he took a good idea that you had to just a nice thing that you were doing. You were going and looking at venues and stuff like that. Not him. You were doing all the legwork for him. And he then takes your idea and spins it. So it may have started off as an honest idea from yourself, but unfortunately, by the time that manipulative narcissist got hold of it, he had spun his whole little shenanigans on it to the point where everyone was falsely led. Everybody.
Right. I'm only telling you what my involvement was, and I'll explain the reason why in a bit, right? Why I'm doing this, okay? But I've done this on the risk of upsetting people and causing problems between me and others within who've accepted me and have supported me throughout, right? Since I moved over. But I've always said that I will be totally open and totally honest, right? Now, I'll tell you the reason why I'm doing this, because I gave him permission to use the conversation that I had with him, and he can put it out, because I've got nothing to hide, right? But I know how things can be sliced and diced, right? And how it can come across. So when I do have a conversation with somebody for the radio show, I put it out as it is. I don't edit it. Nobody edits it, because that goes against free speech. Even the mistakes which are made during the conversation will be put out as well. So why would I not tell people, not come forward and be totally open and honest about it, right? If that's what I believe in, because that would make me as bad as other people.
Nah, I know. I just think that's what he wanted.
Well,
maybe that's why he approached you in the first place. As I've just seen someone put in the chat, right? It's called damage control.
Maybe I've got
morals.
Damage
control.
Yeah, but maybe I've got morals as well, and other people don't have morals. I'm not saying that is the case, right? I'm just saying I've got morals. I've got standards that I live by, right?
I get that.
No matter what I do, right? Now, the other question he asked me was in relation to donations that had been given, right? I didn't get a chance to go into that at all. And I was asked quite bluntly, do I think that he takes advantage of vulnerable people with donations? And did I have any issues with the donations being given to him by an individual? And I said, well, I've had this conversation with you in the past. Yes, I was concerned the same way as I would be concerned for anybody giving somebody lots of donations. It's on your I just put it on your radar. And he said, well, this person was given to live free to me. I get donations on a regular basis from a couple of other people. And I said, well, that's fine. That's irrelevant to me. Where and who gives you money and how they give you money is down to them. It's no skin off my nose whether they do or they don't. But I'm not in this for money in any way, shape or form, right? I don't want any donations. I'm arguing against donations, believe it or not, because what I'm doing with the website, from my perspective, is it's more like a hobby than anything else. It's certainly not a business. I don't want to make money. I don't go out my way to make money. At the end of the day, it costs to run it. And at the moment, it's cost quite a bit, but it's just the way it is. To get something off the ground that you're passionate about, if you want to do it, it will cost you at the end of the day. I only set up the channel because it was a way of publicising the radio station, because I couldn't think of another way of doing it, really. But I've got to be, Bear, I'll ask you a question, right? You and I have had a number of conversations in the past, off air, right? And you said to me that you were concerned because you knew me from under the name of God. Yeah, a lot of people.
Concerned what? Concerned about you?
Yeah.
No,
But-
I'm not concerned.
No.
I had my back up against anybody. Hang on. Sorry, I had my back up against anybody that was kind of from that side because, like, you know, it's just the way it was. A lot were attacking. You couldn't really work out who you stood with who. So it was like, I'm just going to distance myself from anyone that side. And then because he's such a manipulative man, obviously we all don't know each other really when we, you know, on this internet. So yeah, I just kind of looked at it, who's to say he hasn't started thinking, right, let's send people onto other sides.
Oh,
to,
yeah. I
you know,
totally
that's all that
understand.
was. And
No. I'm just
he's
saying,
never innocent
you're with
person.
me. It's people's perception, right? I haven't changed sides. I've just moved away. There's a difference, right? I have nothing to do with directly with that side. I might even, well, I don't even like saying that side, to be honest, because
Grim, you know when you were just saying he asked you about donations?
I'm losing you. Say that again. You're losing your signal, mate.
When he asked you about your thoughts on donations and whether he was taking advantage of vulnerable people, was that today?
Yes. Yeah.
Why, if you've already moved away and stuff, why would your opinion even matter to him? Your opinion even matter to him? Why would that be a
Because-
question they'd even ask you?
What he said to me was, I will tell the truth. And I'll be honest.
I can't fucking understand him.
And I will always be honest. It doesn't matter to me who it is. If somebody asks me a question, if I can give you an honest answer, I'll give you an honest answer. Right? Why
All right,
am I...
I've got a question for you.
Go on then.
Probably won't want to answer it, but I'm gonna I'm gonna ask it you anyway.
Go for
On
it.
your opinion, unless you've actually got a figure, how much do you reckon Julia's donated to Buzz?
I don't have a figure.
Have you even got a rough idea what you personally think that number is?
I would hate to work it out, to be honest, because I think it would frighten me.
Because the thing is, the reason I want to kind of get to it if we can, because if you can even come up with an idea, and obviously it would have to be like a realistic one if you don't know. Yeah.
I
But-
could only do an estimate.
Yeah,
I
okay, an
don't know
estimate. What do you
since-
reckon that estimate would be? Bearing in mind his donations, his super chat donations alone. I don't know if she's ever donated to him via PayPal, but I know his super chats, right? His earnings for that to date are about 14.5K,
Jeez. Okay.
and that's just on super chats. Is what he's earned on his channel. You can
Right.
check. Anyone can check that themselves on Social Blade.
Well, I've never looked, so I'm surprised. There is something I do want to clarify, first of all, before we go any further. I put in the chat yesterday that I would come up, but I'm pissed off, right? And that was after I saw your opening, right? And I was a little bit cheesed off over the Blackpool team because obviously I know damn sight more at the time. And one of the questions which I was asked today was, why didn't I jump onto the panel and say what I've just said to him?
So do you know what? The more you're talking now, Grim, and honestly, I know you're not a stupid guy. I really do, and I know that you're far more intelligent than me, right? But the more and more you talk, bro, and you explain, the more and more this does sound like somebody like damage control, man. Damage control. Now trying, because it was your idea, Grim. No, it was never your idea. It was your idea to set something up between him and his mods.
I'm talking. That's what I'm saying. What was originally an idea of mine was taken over and became something totally different. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Right. With regards to why I was angry yesterday, your slide that you showed up and the comments which were made pissed me off, right? And then when I heard Hull and what he did, right, that pissed me off even more, because that was never ever my original idea in any way, shape or form. It wasn't to bring the Buzz fam in.
No, I know, but this is where I'm getting frustrated with you, mate, because it's almost like you're trying to take. It ain't nothing to do with you. You
No,
can take
no.
your name completely away from the whole Blackpool thing.
Yeah,
because
no, I totally agree. But do you know what? I turned around and I said, you can put this out. You can do what you like with this, because I don't know whether you can record stuff on Discord or not, right? But if he was to take that recording out and put it out there, how would that make me look to the people who have taken me under their wing and have become friends?
I know, but listen, it was listen.
No, I understand where you're coming from, but put yourself in my position, right?
The guy is right. I get why maybe you're doing this now. I kind of do. Maybe this stream makes a bit more sense, you even saying that. But let me just tell you, and I know you probably don't need telling. People like Hull, what happened there weren't nothing to do with you.
Just
it's
hang on
not
a second.
your problem.
I'm just going to get this phone call. Won't be a second.
Yeah. You there, Grandad? Grandad's fell asleep.
No, I'm messing with settings, to be honest.
No,
I'm here.
I'm a wind up, and
No, you're fine. No, yeah.
This is like a really touchy subject to have now.
I know it is. I know it is. And
I have far too much respect for him that I don't want to sit here and feel like I'm arguing with him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not. If that is how I'm coming across, I don't mean to. It's just, I don't know.
Sorry about that. Mrs. has got a hair appointment tomorrow. The women will know that, all about that.
Right. Ramso, off we go.
What did I miss? Listen, let's clarify something, okay? I've made a lot of friends over the last, God knows how long, on the internet through this, right? I've had a lot of personal shit going on, right? And everybody has helped me through it, even though you don't know what's going on.
And I don't even think this is that bad of an issue, to be fair. It was just something I highlighted because he did say, if you can ever find me one person I've scammed.
I'm not saying whether he did or he didn't, right? Because it's down to interpretation, right? I'm pissed off because something which I thought of originally turned out to be something of a political football, which is now being bounced around. And I just want to make sure that the record is straight as far as I'm concerned, right? I don't want anyone thinking any ill bad of me. If you do, and you don't like, the fact that I spoke to Buzz, right? Well, shit happens,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like you need to, because at the end of the day, take this out, yeah? The guy's still a scammer. The guy, okay, I'll tell you one that I think's a little bit more serious. And again, no money has to have been taken. He doesn't have to have been in receipt of any money. But the fact that he told a lie in order to gain an image off the back of a dead boy is disgusting. He claimed, and the videos are out there, he said it on more than once, so it wasn't like he slipped up and accidentally said it wrong, right? I, myself, wholeheartedly raised £40,000. Now it turns out it wasn't 40. It was, in fact, it was nowhere even fucking near £40,000.
3,000 something girls, I think it was.
Now he says, "Oh, I've only ever found that out since." Oh, right, since you've been called out on it. If you'd never have been called out on it, you'd have just gone around spouting. Right. Now, me, I would have personally wanted to know that 40,000, but I just don't believe it. The thing with this guy is he's always got an excuse. Like the couple of articles of him in the paper, they're not true. He's always got an excuse. He didn't really try and gain a following or an image off the back of a dead boy, even though he clearly did, and that's disgusting. Like, he's always got an excuse for all these things. And, you know, if it was like one or two things, maybe, but it's not. And he's always got an excuse. He always thinks he can. And what you find a lot of the time is he has to run around and cover his tracks, i.e., make contact with the Grim Reaper, yeah? Or he has to go and try and fucking make contact with JB, or because that's funny, isn't it? Don't you think that was a weird one, how those two ended up best buddies? Because that would have been the same. What would have happened was Buzz would have seen a situation where he see JB with nowhere to go. The whole community was against him. Guess who's the one person that could open his arms to JB and bring him in and give him a home? It was Mr. Buzztex.
I have my own opinion of Buzz on a personal level, right? And one day I might share that with everybody.
And he keeps telling people he's got 80,000 subscribers. Please go check Social Blade. He has 73,000 subscribers, and it's the same that he's been on for the last, 3 or 4 months. He has not budged. If anything, he's actually lost subs. So every time it says, I've got 80,000 subscribers, you're misleading people because you don't have that.
I think that's called, what's the word I'm thinking?
He uses it to mislead, though, and use it as a selling point.
Exaggeration.
Yeah, but a salesman uses that to come on.
Oh, yeah.
He's putting a false image across in order to build an image.
I think I've made it clear that, from my opinion of the way that I think everybody is, but certainly Buzz is probably up there, contending for the top spot of this. A total all-round entertainer who can change direction very quickly to suit the audience and the way that the audience are reacting, and how to generate audiences as well. So, and that's down to his background at the end of the day. The way that, if you actually listen to pitches when people speak, they're either monotone, which mine is most of the time, but it can change for emphasis of certain areas of speech.
You got any idea as well, Goodman? And you're probably going to tell me no. Oh, of course you're not. It's not something he's going to talk about. But can anyone answer this me, yeah? Why he's got such an obsession with paedophiles? Because don't get me wrong, I think they're the scum of the earth, right? And I really do. And I've got children myself. And God forbid anyone done that, fucking kill them in the worst, violent, miserable way for them, right? But the guy's obsessed. He constantly calls people paedophiles. He's constantly talking about paedophiles. He even tried to be a paedophile hunter, didn't he? And because he couldn't do that in a honest way, the police shut him down. Because let's be honest, the police can't shut paedophile hunters down any more than they can shut an auditor down, unless you're breaking certain laws or you're doing things in a certain way which gives them grounds to, correct? Like, as long as the law allows you to do something, you can't really be closed down for it. He got closed down for it because, again, he was doing it in a way where it weren't the right way. So, again, he weren't being honest in what he was doing.
Yeah, if you start bending the rules, even if you're close to breaking them, you're still breaking the rules at the end of the day, whatever the rules are, and wherever.
And then he sits there, calls everybody. We're all disrespectful towards the police, right? We're all disrespectful to the police. We're all in it for our 15 minutes of fame. We're all this and we're all that. But like me personally, I've only ever had your basic social media accounts, yeah? To me, I'm kind of winging it as I go along. It isn't something that I'm going to make social media my full-time job. I've never but with him, he's gone from one thing to the next thing to the point where, that no longer really brings in views or something. So I'm going to jump on to the next thing. Now, there's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur.
Can you keep the comments nice, please, and be respectful? I
There's
don't
no wrong
mind
with
people
doing that.
putting things
There's
in.
no wrong.
Just keep it nice. Sorry, I've just seen a few comments. I mean, I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just asking to keep it nice. That's all.
Oh no, he put there. He called BBA's dad a paedophile too. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I
With
mean,
no truth to any of it. No truth to any of it, but he still put it out there. Like, you know, this is what I mean. The guy's vile. Do you know how damaging that is to somebody to say something like that?
oh, I've not heard all of the things which he said.
And then he turns around and
I don't-
says that, oh, my family have been put in danger. My family this. I had to move. Listen, even if he did have a few little vile comments, man, I can show you some now, Grim, some vile comments, if you like, some vile emails I've had sent me. Should I uproot my whole family? Or as a man, should I stand here, protect my home and my family?
Again, that's
And
down
carry
to-
on with
that-
life.
That is down to the individual. I mean, to
Nah,
me,
because he done the same there.
I'll give
He
you
done
an
the
example.
same there. He used
Yeah,
that whole move as a way of playing the victim, trying to gain followers off it. I think even his, hang on, I think even his followers, mate, I think even his followers paid for his house move. Like, come on.
No, not well. I don't know how you work that one, but there was no GoFundMe set up or anything like that. I know that for a fact at the time. Listen, I've moved away from him, and to be honest, it just threw me, this phone call. And do you know when you get a bolt out of the blue and you think, holy shit? Excuse me for swearing on my own channel, like, but I had this gut feeling about him using the conversation, recording the conversation, or making some sort of reference to it, right? And the fact that, I mean, he was right in one way. I should have said something yesterday in the regards to what was going on. I didn't. That's my mistake. This should have happened last night.
No, but you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. This is what I mean. Like, oh.
No, you're missing. You're missing the point I'm
man.
trying to make. You're missing the point that I'm trying to make. I pride myself on being honest, right?
Okay.
And if I can't be honest with the people who I like, right, and the people I respect, then I can't be honest with myself.
Okay.
Right. Yesterday, I saw something going on in one of the. I think it was in Sparky. Something I can always get his name wrong, but I have a concern. Right. When someone turns around and says, "I'm not doing any more lives. I quit, and I'm staying off YouTube," and they move everything across to their own channels, whether that be Twitch or whether that be Discord, right? I wouldn't expect to see them on people's lives, right? I wouldn't expect to see comments in people's channels regarding them. What has pissed me off more than anything else about all this is that he quoted something I put into the chat yesterday, right? Now, I've known people to pass information over, right, one way or another, and it doesn't bother me, but it just pissed me off that he quoted almost chapter and verse what I actually said, right? And I'm independent. I'm thinking, all right, you've got a right to do that because it's my own fault for putting that comment up. All right, fair enough, fair play. But how dare you? I actually felt as if I was being violated more than anything else. So, no, I am not sticking up for him. I'm just telling the facts as they are.
Yeah, I get
Right?
that.
And
I do get it, and I don't know, like maybe some people will take from this that like maybe you're trying to defend him, or even though you're not, right? But
But
like I
everyone's
say,
entitled to their own opinion.
I only personally mentioned that, yesterday was because
I don't
like
have
I
a
say,
problem with
find
what you
one
mentioned.
person. I know there's already an
Yeah,
it was going over old ground anyway. It was going over old ground anyway.
But
Most people
I
knew.
didn't have a problem with what was discussed. You with me? That wasn't my concern, right? My concern was the slide you put up, right at the beginning. That was what got me, right? And then when I actually thought about what Alderman Holt was saying, I could see it from his perception. You with me? And how he saw it at the time. And I felt gutted for him because I knew what had gone on beforehand and how it all started.
And I believe that's how it should have stayed. That's how it should have stayed. That's how it should have stayed. It should have been a meet between you guys, and it should have stayed at that.
Look, if I said to you or to any of the people in the chat, right? I want to meet up somewhere, right? Let's get together for a bit of a piss up, open doors at such and such a place. You turn up or you don't, because that was the way it was meant to be. Yeah? I bet you nothing would go. People would turn up to say hi if they were in the area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Different kettle of fish, different type of people, right? There's the people who respect you and those who disrespect you. I'm not saying that I was disrespected, but when people come up with excuses for whatever reason, some of them quite valid, I must admit, or certainly sounded valid, then you accept it. You take it at face value, right? I just want to say something on there's someone about officials' comments or the background comments that was made. I don't agree with that, with what was said. I don't think it should have been put out in any way, shape or form. And I do agree that anybody who is hosting, right, should control what people say from a point of view of if it's racist or if it's hate speech. That's the easiest way of doing it. Hate speech in any way. Those people should be timed out and taken out of the equation and told, look, you either respect or you don't. If you don't respect, you're out. I have zero tolerance towards it. You can have a go at me. I have no issues, right? As long as it's done respectfully. And I'm not saying you've had a go at me, Bear, because I don't feel that you have, right? You've asked the questions. And I respect you. And I respect you for it. Right.
No, like I say, I haven't. If I have, I haven't meant to. In fact, I speak to you enough, so you actually know when I'm just talking from a bit of a passionate.
Yeah, and sometimes
that's all it is, mate. I certainly am having a go at you. If anything, I'm here saying that I don't even. Again, and it's your choice. You're a grown ass man. But in my opinion, I don't even think you should be doing this, bro, because I don't. Unless that guy was to turn around and say, it was all God's idea. It was all Grim Reaper's idea. Blame him. Yeah, I don't even feel like this ever needed to be opened up because...
Yeah, they can now because I've come out and I've said it, so they can blame me. They can come after me, right?
But it was never you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
even there, actually, you've made my argument more valid.
Yeah, if there's any bots, can you get rid of them? If Stan, are you in the chat?
Yeah, you've kind of made my argument a bit more valid. Because you say that it was a original idea from yourself to meet up
Bear, just
between
hang on a sec. Can you, Grandad, will you do me a favour? Will you give Rasta a spanner so he can keep an eye on the bots for me, please?
Rasta man.
We can always take it off later.
I can't. I'm in trouble again. I don't know why. Okay. It's weird.
Oh, there are no bots. All right, fair enough. Sorry, Bear. Right, you understand where I'm coming from, right? I'm not defending myself. I'm just explaining what I felt needed to be explained, and I won't mention it again. Right?
No, I do. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. 100%.
I'll leave this.
I'm just saying. I just personally think that, like I say, we're just going over the same thing. Yeah, I appreciate what you're doing, to be honest, but. just don't think there's any need to, because
No, okay, that's fine.
in fact, actually, thank you that you did, because you've made my argument. You've made me feel like actually
You can refer back to it.
you've got more of a good point.
I just don't want to be
BBA.
dragged. I personally don't want to be dragged into a load of crap.
No, and you're not being. But like I say, I just think, yeah, it suits me better, because not suits me better, but it does kind of back up what I'm trying to say. Your idea, a very honest, kind of thoughtful idea. If one of my mods turned around and tried setting up that, and they were ringing loads of venues, yeah, man, like, geez, someone wants to do that for me. But then for that person to then take it on then an issue that they had going on with the police, right, and use it, get it to spin off a bit of content that he put out there. Like I say, I just think it's a bit like, even worse, how dare he go and use somebody like yourself's idea, which was there for him and the mods, to then spin it and turn it into this big charade that everyone was going to meet up and do this mile walk. I don't think it was just
him at the time. I think there was other people. I got caught up with it as well. But you know,
I think if a lot of people were to be honest,
I learnt my lesson. I got burnt from.
You only got to look at the fucking library thing, for Christ's sake. That guy was never going to be an auditor. He's a fucking bootlicker. That's what he is. He's a bootlicker. So the minute they come around with that little community warning, protection, whatever it was, order, yeah, his ass went like it always does. Then he was like, shit. And if you actually go back and look at his content from when that went on, the days of being an auditor, they were very, they were running on fucking borrowed time, I think.
Yeah. I don't know who Fight for Freedom is. I've no idea, but he's entitled. He or she. I'll get the pronoun right in a minute. They are entitled to an opinion, and if they wish to say their opinion in here, that's fine. But if they continue with it, then they're out. And you take that from me. I've got two mods who are really hot on it, and they're doing their best. So thank you to Bumblebee and Snango. I never thought I'd need mods, to be honest, because I never thought I'd ever get trolled.
And I'll tell you what, actually, like, it's just, because of the way he is, I'd say bigger fool him. Bigger fool him, because in the time I've got to know you now, Grim, right? I personally think, from what I know of you, he kind of lost a really big asset to his kind of team, if you like, didn't he? Really? So you got now the likes of fucking Dippy Arcash and fucking Junior running the show. Fucking hell. I wonder it's gone down there.
Respect to anybody doing what they're doing. I don't have an issue, right, on a personal level whatsoever. I'm doing what I'm doing. They do what they're doing. You do what you do, right? Who am I to criticise what you do? I might suggest something to you, but whether you do it, take it on board or not, it's entirely up to you. I mean, I know how passionate you can get, and I know that you can. It appears that you fly off the handle from time to time, but that's you.
No, I don't really. Not too much, actually. But you know where this guy's concerned, I do. Because my family have been up for fucking nothing but abuse. And
I've seen it.
For a number of weeks, while I've had to sit around and watch this guy for a number of months claim to be this big victim, had to move my family. Like I say, a few emails don't mean shit. No offense, Grim, right? No matter how nasty they are, they're emails. They're emails.
I wasn't questioning the.
They're emails. Unless someone's at your door.
Yeah, I was confirming I'd seen the emails. Looks like there's a flaming.
I thought the other day when I said, "Do you want my effing number?" Right? I genuinely thought when he put send it. Next thing he's going to do is be on the end of the phone. Still nothing from him. So why did he want that number? Why did he want that number? Why was now I'm wondering why you want that number. Who's now got that number? More to the point. Not that I care, because I'm not silly. I obviously kind of like knew.
Oops.
By giving it him, I was obviously maybe.
How do I unblock some? Oh, I know how to do it. Oh, shit.
But yeah, that's why I have such a problem with this guy, because he still sits there playing a victim, still says he's not a bully, but whilst saying everyone else is, right? He says he's not a bully, he doesn't abuse women, he
Right.
doesn't do this, doesn't do that. So is my missus not a woman? Is my
Yeah.
family not my family? Are my children not children? Like, but you were happy to sit around and here go, it wasn't me. Here we go again with another excuse. It wasn't me. But you've got Arkash sat to the side of him going, it was me though. So,
Yeah.
you know, it clearly is. Even if it's Arkash, it is you, because Arkash wouldn't be doing it unless there was some kind of, do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it was never at Arkash. So therefore you are involved.
Emma,
It was you.
I agree with what you're saying totally, by the way, Miss Emma. Everybody who was a mod for Buzz has a story. I just felt it was necessary, but it's over with now anyway.
And this fight for freedom, this fight for freedom.
Grandad, can you do me a favour?
Earlier.
Are you that block you just did? Do you want it taken back out? Is that
I'm wondering if that fight for freedom.
Yeah, I do. That was in error.
I'm wondering if that fight for freedom's got something to do with the Buzz fan, because they come in my live stream earlier, and it was like tried giving me a very stern warning. And apparently, if I put the picture up of Julia that I have, right, if I put that up on display on my live stream at the end, as I told everyone I would, but they were going to go out of their way to have my channel shut down. Can I just add, I don't think we can have a channel shut down, because you can put a privacy complaint in and I'll be asked to remove it, but I'll never be enough to have someone's channel shut down by showing someone's face.
Yeah, well, one of these days, right, in fact, in a not too distant future, you and I are going to have a second conversation, and we're going to put that out, right? I know that you wanted to do some research. I hope you can remember what that was. If not, guess what? You'll have to listen to it all over again.
No, I have a little bit.
But there's no immediate rush when you're up to it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Have you listened to Bill and Ben's story yet?
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you for a simple mark out of 10. I won't be offended if you give it -20. But remember, I've got the boot key. Mind you.
I don't want to. Do you know what, if I give you a 10, I feel like you've already done it, haven't you? So I'm gonna give you a 9.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a 9. And I did click on to whether it was about somebody maybe living or gone. I did. even if I wasn't aware of it
whatsoever to anybody living or dead. Bill and Ben.
If no one takes from that what I did, then you're fucking stupid.
All I can say is Bill and Ben, I've actually updated the page to show an episode of Bill and Ben from 1953 to prove that Grandad and I were actually right when we said it was Watch with Mother. Sorry, I just couldn't resist it. It was just one of these things that I do every now and again. That's the beauty of having a web page. You can alter things, you know. You go, actually, that looks a bit better. But we've got a really good editor as well, who goes in and changes things and makes it look pretty. There's a reason for it. I forgot what it is, but there is a reason for it. Right, hang on a second. I'm putting this up.
I know, I just apologise. I just said fight for freedom. Apologies. I definitely wouldn't want to insult you. Not with that name.
I just hope that clears things up. And he did actually turn around, or he or she, I don't know, did say that they are definitely not a Buzz fan. So there you go.
I've seen it bumble. I actually noticed that, to be honest. I don't know what's happened there because I've been nowhere near them.
But hey, is Uncle JJ in? Oh,
well, listen, I'll say again, not that my opinion means anything over anybody else's or my word, but anybody that has got an opinion on Grim that they think, like, you know, because he once was over, yeah, that I don't know, Grim has anything to answer for. He fucking doesn't. So if you're not getting your questions in on this live, don't think you're ever going to get the chance again. This is it. After this, the guy will never have to speak about, you know, don't ever align yourself with that guy again, man. Associate yourself with that guy again. Because as I say, I know you, mate, and I know for a fact there was no need to set this up and put the record straight as such. I appreciate that you have and why your reasons around it.
Yeah, well, you know,
as I say, it means that you've got some kind of fucking moral compass. Unfortunately, some people don't.
Well, I think that's what it is. I've got,
Big up, guys.
and my morals are different. Hello, JJ. How are you, sir?
Hello, JJ.
Who said anything about you guys? Who said anything?
I've got what? Huh?
Who said anything about you, sir?
Again.
I better just said if anyone's got anything to say about you guys, and then I come in. I missed that.
Yeah.
If anyone out there has anything to say about these people, they are gentlemen, they are scholars, and they are people.
JJ's just woke up.
Yeah, JJ, don't forget to take your tablets.
Back in the cave. Back in the cave you belong to. Go on, mate.
You sound it. You're going in and out. But listen, it's all sorted. Don't worry about it.
All sorted. I bloody sort them all right. I've had enough of these people.
You missed the beginning. Listen, I'll see if I can save this because I tell you, it's magic. You can play it back later.
This stuff makes me go mad when I don't have it.
You're a legend, mate.
Oh, I think yeah, that's actually really has brightened my day.
Yeah, well, it does your bread boxing.
And I'll give you do you know why I was kind of pissed off with him yesterday, Grim, right? And this is the kind of things that don't make sense with a guy. And again, you can't obviously give me an answer as to why he does these kind of things. Obviously, only he can do that. But so UK Miss put like a poll up, yeah? Who do you think is the best auditor/reporter? Yeah? BuzzFam or Live Free, but BuzzText, sorry, one of the two. BuzzText or Live Free. Right? I just put in the comments, bearing in mind, you've got to take into consideration what Buzz has been going around saying for a number of weeks now, yeah?
Or let's say months.
He's not an auditor.
He's not a reporter. I'm sorry.
No, hang on. But no, okay. We can get to that. But he's not an auditor. I only that's come from his mouth on many occasions. Yeah, he's not an auditor. He doesn't align himself with auditors. So I put in the comments just a bit of a funny comment because I was trying to be a bit sarcastic. Right? It wasn't offensive. I just simply put in the comments to UK Miss, Buzz isn't an auditor. Right? That's what I put. Buzz is not an auditor. So I basically just wrote what Buzz has been saying himself. Okay, so I've agreed with the guy. Okay, so you know, because forget all this animosity and all this and that, right? So I've agreed with the guy, and I'm trying to tell you, UK Miss, hang on a minute, he's not an auditor. Buzz then feels the need after seeing my comment to then reply with something along the lines of, "I have respect for the police, and I wash daily," like a really childish comment to throw out there, you know, like yeah, I wash daily, and I'm thinking, so he just can't help himself. Do you see what I mean? Like, all I said was what he said. I agreed with the guy. And now, because I'm agreeing with the guy, he had to insult me. With this guy, there's no reasoning with him whatsoever.
Are you admitting you don't wash daily?
No, no.
See how words can be twisted.
I wash once a year, whether I need it or not.
Yeah, you have a bath once a year on your birthday, regardless. I know, I've heard that one before.
Nah, Christmas.
My old man used to say that all the time. My dad loved that joke.
No, seriously, I mean, I don't know what's going on, and I really don't give a monkeys about it.
I'll tell you what's going on. Not a lot. That guy just needs to do what he says, right?
But
piss off.
I'll tell you something.
This community.
Last night, I think one of the things that was picked up on last night, I'll tell you a little story. During that live that he was in, I can't remember who came in, but somebody came in and was talking about the bill which is due to be passed next week on the 17th, I think it is.
That's right. Let's talk of it, isn't there? Yeah.
It's the police powers bill. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I read through it, and there's a section regarding protesters and the powers which the police will be granted, which is actually aimed at the more extremists rather than protesters in general, right? Where the police can arrest them on the spot for protesting, and they don't need probable cause, but proof that they are causing an issue, right? Such as gluing their fingers to, or gluing themselves to railings, floors, roads, etc., where they can get £1,000 fine and/or a year's imprisonment, something like that. Now, the question which was put out was the same question you and I have discussed, Bear, in the past, which is how long before that's abused against auditors, where they turn around and go, you look like a protester. Doesn't matter what you're protesting about, you're looking like a protester and you're causing problems. Therefore, we're going to search you because we don't have to have drones anymore. So out goes Section 43, and in comes this little piece of new legislation and powers the police have. And they can seize anything that they think could be used in the way of protesting. Now, it's too late to protest against the bill once it goes through. And I can't see it not going through because it's got all party support. There'll only be a few people who vote against it, I would have thought. And then it'll go through its normal process, and then I think it takes 6 months or maybe a little bit longer, and it'll soon become law. But how long before they start using that against auditors? Or anybody, for that matter? They no longer will have, they just say, you look like a protester to me. But I'm carrying a mop and bucket.
It's another Section 43, isn't it? To be honest,
they'll use it instead. It just gives them something else.
Exactly.
And that's what Bear and I were discussing. However, the reporter didn't know anything about it and had to go off and thanked everyone in the chat for being supported in bloody blah, right? This is a massive thing because it will take away the freedom of photography in a way in a public place, because they will then have something which they can use in their favour.
I want to be the first person to be arrested under those charges.
Well, they don't have to arrest. It's not about arrest. It's about searching.
Okay, even the power of search. The minute they do that, I want to be the first person.
Yeah,
that'd be my first. That'd be my first claiming on the authority.
I'm not going to get that bot. I'll let somebody else do it because last time I blocked somebody accidentally.
Because I feel like if they were to, and I feel like to a degree, maybe that's then an angle where they might try and use that power with auditors, right?
Yes.
But me going and recording in a protest. So I'd argue that all day long. Me standing somewhere with my camera recording is not a protest.
Oh, yeah, I agree. It's down
I
to
don't align with any protest. What are you on about? Independent, mate.
I don't disagree, but it's just the inconvenience and them being able to seize anything that they feel like. I mean, basically, at the end of the day, can you imagine it, right? You've got some super glue in your pocket you just bought from the shop, right? And you're walking with a group of lads, for argument's sake, or girls, whichever, right? And the coppers don't like the look of you, and you end up being searched just for the sake of it. I mean, they had the SUS, which I think was 44. They abused that. That caused riots, you know. So, yeah. I just think that it's something else which is going to cause a problem. Grandad, Bear, Bumblebee doesn't have a spanner.
She does now. She
Thank
should
you.
have. She should have. And so should Miss Emma.
Okay. You hand them out. I don't have a problem. You know that. You can give
Do not give me a
JJ
spanner. No, that's fine. You ain't got to give me one. That's. I love you guys, but sometimes I fall asleep and the people go missing. You know, I'm a. Listen, I'll keep my hands well away. I've got a few spanners on other people's things, but I keep my hands well away. And I when I'm on their channels, I put the phone down so I ain't got my hands near it. You know.
Uncle, your spanners are best in the toolbox.
Yeah, they're better. I'm all right with that, and they are good. Like for when you want to just post someone's link to get them up. You know what I mean? Their ratings up and all that. But at the end of the day, all I have to do is say, "Mods, do me a favour, stick this in there," and they do it. So you know, there's no point.
I don't even know whether or not the mods have got those privileges, but I've got a manager that can deal with all of those.
Yeah, no, mods can. They can put them in links in. You know.
Yeah,
for
but
other people.
I don't
If they
know
are-
what level they were given. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's the levels you get them being a mod. If you just make someone a mod, they have them. They can do certain things,
Right.
and that's what they can do, which is
Apparently, Stanger
is
saying
great.
he's the only one with a spanner, and Bumblebee saying that she wants to bot bash.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay without them, honestly.
You may have to go out and come back in.
Yeah.
It's all right. I got rid of a bot earlier, and I accidentally got rid of somebody and blocked them without realising.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like you. I get confused with all
No,
that
it's
stuff.
just the speed the chat was going up. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm good at being a mod on IPTV channels because I know about IPTV. So I've done a few mod work on IP. What I do now to get free TV because of it. But that's it. On here, it's just a bit too difficult for me, especially when I start going into one, and I only have to go on them every now and again when I get a bit free. Someone sub.
Well,
I've got your phone in the background, but I'm going to put myself on mute.
okay. I was going to say, is that the phone going?
No, that's not fair. Oh, that's Grandad.
It's me. I'm just trying to get it.
Okay.
Hang on.
It's all right. It's not copyrighted.
That's probably Anne Marie saying, "Oi, who are you giving your spanners out to?"
Do you know what? I don't have any spanners anymore. Sometimes I think I should do, and then other times I think probably not, because then people will think that I'm showing allegiance to people.
I understand that.
I don't particularly want to, I'll support the ideas by all means, but I don't want to be linked. I mean, if somebody from, I don't like the fact that we call it the other side, to be honest, or they call us the other side. When I say us, I'm talking about the community. But why the hell we just can't get on with each other, I'll never, ever know. The fact that people, some things which have been done in the past are unforgivable. But
I personally feel like sides is only really ever been made because of the BuzzFam, if we're honest. And I don't mean that like you, when you were there, you were a part of that. I don't mean it like that. I just mean like that is the divide. That's like Buzz has made sure that's been there. There's the BuzzFam, and then there's the auditing community. He's never truly wanted to put the BuzzFam in the auditing community, although he wanted to step into the auditing community. That is just, like I've said yesterday or whenever it was, this is the guy that wants 1 foot in, 1 foot out with everything.
Yeah, well, I've always
but wants to take everything from it.
At my age, folks, I've always had 1 foot in the grave. at the end of the day, I think I take calculated risks, and I think my calculations sometimes are way out by some people's standards. It was a risk what I did, When I came away, it was on mutual terms. There was an agreement which I made. I've not broken that agreement. I won't break that agreement. I give my word, and I will stay with that. And if anybody breaks their side of the bargain, that's fine. I'm patient. Eventually, something will happen. Eventually, because, and there's something which I would say to you, Bear. Vengeance is always a dish best served cold.
100%.
And
My daddy tell me that all the time.
Sorry, I missed it. What was that?
I was saying that, in short, I'm a very patient guy, right? And I made an agreement. I've stuck by an agreement. If somebody breaks that agreement, then sooner or later, revenge will be.
Yeah, exactly.
Cold. And
Yep.
it doesn't matter what is going on, right? Sooner or later, everyone gets their comeuppance, karma, because karma
100%.
sneaks up on you and it's a bitch.
I had that happen once many years ago when I was at school. 15 years later, some guy tried to bully me. 15 years later, Uncle JJ pops up. Took me 15 years, but it was a very sweet revenge. Very sweet. Never forget it. In fact, I dream about it. It gives me orgasms.
Now, we don't want to know about your sexual.
I don't even like to use the word revenge, but I am a very true believer in karma. I do believe karma exists.
Depends on who orchestrates it.
Yep, back in the war. I like that auditing monkey. Yeah, back in the war when I was in Vietnam.
Hey, what are you trying to say? I'm older than him.
You're not older than me. I'm 56.
I'm older than you. Take it from me.
Oh my God, I can't stand it. That was what made me special, being the old man here.
We always knew you were special.
Very special.
Very special indeed. In fact, we've got a school for you. Oops, sorry.
I went through all
that
them
was
schools.
un-PC humour.
Don't worry, I'm not a snowflake like that. Even though I went
going
to
to be
them
accused of being somebody who, what's the word?
Well, remember you said it to me, and you only told the truth, and what you just said was the truth, because I did go to them special schools for wayward boys and backward boys. They used to call it back then, actually.
Yeah, did you walk that way as well?
Yeah, I used to walk backwards, frontwards, sideways, any way you want. You know, they used to say
any
that.
way you wanted
to, about ADHD and dyslexia and things like that back in our day. It was very.
Yes. I know the stigma that was attached to it.
Yeah,
you know.
Massive stigmas.
I like that one, but I'm handsome.
Yeah.
I got the perfect face for radio. Why do you think I stay behind? This new rule that you got, by the way,
very brutal.
Yeah,
I could tell you some stories about them places. Yeah, sorry, go on.
I was going to say this new rule, which has had to come in to protect ourselves, in a way, probably on both sides of the divide. Just in case someone comes in and shows their ass or something, well, you've got to look at somebody. Here's a good question for you, right? If you've never seen someone's face before, how do you know it's them?
By their voice.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. I just thought I'd ask the question.
Yeah, it's their voice.
Hey, we've got a long lost stranger, SB. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, for those people who don't know, there is actually a Discord channel, standing up for your rights. And if one of the mods can put that link in, the more people that join, the better. Because
I'm in the Discord. I don't go on Discord a lot. I do pop on sometimes.
Yeah, it's something which isn't used. Well, I don't use it because I've been tied up with the radio and the website. But feel free to
Yeah.
go in and have a chat. You know, that's what it's there for. A place where it's safe. Because the only people who get in there are the people who are vetted. And if you read the rules, which I think you have to acknowledge, you know, to go in, there is an email address where you can
Wake up, SB.
appeal to, right?
Mm.
For anything which you feel that you've been unjustly banned for, right? So if you've been banned or a mod has told you off, or something like that, there is an email address now. Just wait for Uncle JJ to come back in, and I'll tell you what that address is. Email address is. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a problem. You can like and subscribe anything you like to. I don't mind. You can put other people's channels in, and there's the Discord link. Thank you.
Yeah, SB, I'm good, thank you. I hope you had a good Christmas and New Year. I haven't seen you about in a while.
No, it's great to see SB back. Or around, I should say. Check out the website. I think you might like it. Must be figured out how to get some live shows going. It'd be even better. I can do away with this place. Other than announce it, you know. But we will have some sort of schedule. Right, okay. Grandad, can you put the Discord link in? If you can copy and paste it, just to make sure.
I'll tell you what, mate, I might even take you up on that offer one day and host the show for you.
Oh,
That
yeah,
offer's
that's
still
fine.
there.
Oh, that offer's always there, mate. You know, but yeah, just what's the word I'm thinking? I have this problem. Yeah, anytime. You'll have to pre-record it at the
Yeah,
moment.
of course. Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'll open up a Skype chat and I'll disappear. Just leave it open so that you can record. Because I
Yeah.
found out that you can't record something on your when you're on your own for more than 5 minutes. And
To be honest, that's another thing I want to start doing, Grim, on mine. So, like, I want to start doing some like pre-recorded ones.
Pre-recorded.
Like maybe like pre-recorded lives. So well, it's not live if it's pre-recorded, but you know what I
You
mean.
mean premiere?
Yeah, and set them as like premieres, and maybe just I don't know, get a couple of people on and. Don't know,
Well,
man.
you can do that through Skype, and you can upload it. After you've downloaded it, you can upload it straight into YouTube.
Yeah, because I see with like Fake Mike, he premieres every now and again some of the TLB talk shows, doesn't he?
Yeah.
On his channel.
Well, he's on the radio a few times. Grandad and I have linked in with Fake Mike and V, and we've actually got a premiere on the radio coming up.
Hello.
I have a feeling that we might be one of the first YouTubers from over the UK to link in with an American radio show.
That's cool.
That
Isn't
way.
it?
Wicked.
But you know
The
what?
Reaper. Brilliant, mate.
I'll never succeed at this.
What, reaping? You're the business reaper.
Right,
Your
Grandad.
thing the other day had me. I tell you what, I don't know how I behaved so well on your show. I think I was amazing.
You were fantastic, mate. You didn't
I
fall
just believe
asleep
I was.
once.
I didn't fall asleep once, and I had a little giggles, but I was just holding my mouth. I was like even doing a poo, and you never knew. Like that's how bad it was. It was like, oh my god, I got to hold this thing because I was in stitches. But even
You
though
know
it was very
what?
serious,
I'm glad I sat and listened to that before you decided to
really
tell me
wasn't.
you had a poo. During that.
You get
What?
yeah.
I struggled to get that in.
The
Don't do
robots
it.
are
Don't
taking
do it.
over.
He brought the weed out and the bit and bent, and oh my god, it was hilarious, but actually deadly serious, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But made it. Yeah, that's the one. He knows I couldn't do that. I said, when you start saying that, and then he did. It's like going wee. and it cracked me up. But it was brilliant, absolutely
Now,
brilliant.
Bill and Ben. No, not
Yeah, the way you
good,
brought
aren't
that up on the spot, though, I admire that. That
You
was
know
good.
what? So you know your radio station, right?
Yeah.
Is that? Do you have like an analytics to it? Does it like tell you how many people you've got viewing your radio? Do you got any idea of how
we're
well your
doing?
audience is growing?
Probably. Somewhere. Now, ask me if it bothers me whether I've got one person or 50,000. It's the fact that people are tuning in. And so long as I've got somebody tuning in every now and again, I don't mind. I mean, most of the time at the moment, I've got there's an auto DJ playing music in the background. But what I want to do is try and link in some of the conversations as well. The downside is some of the stuff I've got will last for about an hour, and I think that's better off with a podcast rather than going on the auto DJ. But anyway, I've got to tell you this. We're talking about Discord, right, earlier on. So if one of, because we don't have mods as such, what the way it is we have knaves. When you first enter, I believe it's the lowest entry for a day or two is something like a slave. I think that's what we put it down as. I could be wrong because I didn't actually design all of this. I left it to somebody else who has done a fantastic job. Mods are called kings and queens, and then you got head of the table, whoever the head of the table is. I think that falls down to me, I think. But anyway, someone's got a complaint. Yeah, someone's got a complaint about somebody. It's looked at by one of the kings and queens, and they will bring it over to me and say, what do you think about this, etc. And I would go, yeah, bye, or give them one more chance, right? Just have a quiet word, because I'd rather do things on a quiet, on the QT first. But if it's horrific, they get booted, which I think is fair. I don't want racist people in there or whatever. So, but if they got a complaint about it, they can appeal. And the email address is in the terms and conditions, but I will let people know it's dillygaff@idon'tgiveafuck.com.
I love that. That's the best email I've ever had.
Do you know what? If that actually exists, God help them. Could you imagine it? I got booted from your server. Whinge, whinge, whinge.
I'm going to get in touch with idon'tgiveafuck.com.
Do you know what? If that actually existed, it'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. You should actually make one. Definitely make an email with that on it. You could, couldn't you?
I wonder how much it would cost to get the domain.
Yeah.
Do you know I'm doing more work than when I was working?
Yeah, but you know what they say? The ones that are going to get the karma.
Hang on a second. Grandad, can you put your grievances in triplicate to that email address?
Yes, to idon'tgiveafuck.com.
Dillygaff. I don't know what work you're referring to, mate. I've got to be honest.
Oh, the stuff all over. You know what I'm doing,
I know what you're doing in the background, but you're doing it in the background.
Yeah, but there's people ringing me. There's all sorts going on.
Oh, right, okay. Do you need any help?
No. I've got it in hand, but I think I'll be missing after this.
That's fine. That's not a problem. If you want to go, that's fine. I was going to end this ages ago. However,
I know.
Continued.
But we'll have to work out the mod thing. The Downers approved users is Miss Emma and Bumble. I've got them that far. I don't know how to get them any further. I just can't do it.
Once they're in as approved, I can sort that out. Make sure Stan's got that as well for me.
Stan, I thought Stan is a mod, isn't he?
Well, he should be. If he's not, then he's getting a spanner.
Yeah, I'm sure they did have earlier. Bumble had one earlier. Stan
I'm sure they've all got spanners.
But
Yeah, Grand-
something's happening. I don't know what it is, and it's not me being
Grandad.
what?
I'm going to be on Sunday.
We didn't hear that.
No.
You are?
What? We
Did you not hear me?
No.
Didn't hear
we
you,
can't
no.
now. We can't
Oh,
Oh,
now.
I said I'm going to be up your way on Sunday.
Well, pop in then.
Yeah.
It's a very nice house. It's made of brick. Stand by for...
3, 2,
No, just
1.
thinking, what I can't really use...
I know what
The-
you're doing.
I can't really use... I was thinking of the analogy of the big bad wolf and the little piggies. I've got to think of something else.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Because I've got another...
Usually
I've got
in
another...
my food.
I've got another story developing, and to
Oh, that's
put
a
out
brilliant
at a
one.
later date.
Goldilocks. Goldilocks is a great one.
Oh, Goldilocks, yeah. Oh, the other one I was thinking of was Snow
Usually
White
in
and,
my
I've
food.
and
got
the Seven
somebody
Dwarfs.
waiting in the back, Grim.
Oh, hang on, there is somebody. You're right. Who's that?
Who could it
Oh,
be?
it's Mrs. J.
Hello,
I do
Mrs. J.
apologise.
Hello.
Hello.
Goldilocks.
I'm new to this. I don't know what's going on.
Hello.
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 How are you all doing?
Fine, thank you.
It's
Okay,
nice to see you, JJ.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, you
To
too.
meet you.
Yeah, you
No,
Mrs. J,
Hi.
what's going on, gal?
Hello,
Yeah.
guys. How's the chat as well? Nice to speak to you all. You're probably going to be
Yeah.
ending your live stream soon, aren't you? But I thought I'd quickly pop on as I saw
I
you
haven't
all
got any
there.
plans to do anything, to be honest.
definitely not. They say you speak. As soon as you speak of Goldilocks, she's sure to appear. Mm. So,
Hi,
who's been
Bumble.
eating your porridge, Mr. J?
Who's porridge?
I can think of a few
Goldilocks,
things.
It's an
I think
analogy Grim Reaper's thinking
Yeah.
of doing in his radio show because he just makes up the most unbelievable analogies. So if you ever do go on his radio show, be prepared to sew your cap up because you're going to laugh and you're going to want to laugh.
Uncle JJ, didn't want we laughing? Honestly,
Oh my
I
God.
laughed. You couldn't see, we could see each other, but I could see his shoulders giggling when it set me off.
I'm telling you, I was like, because I'm holding my mouth, I'm holding my mouth, and then the shoulders start moving. Other things start happening when you hold your mouth. You want to laugh, don't you? And then you're trying to stop yourself from moving, and then all of a sudden you want to go poo and you want to go wee, and it's like, oh my God, this was making me piss myself. It was funny, especially when you know it's
So what-
live as well. You know this is live.
Right now.
Go on.
It's live right now.
We are live.
Oh, we are live now.
Hello.
What's happening, Ross?
Hello, it's
You all right,
Rasta. How
Hello,
you doing,
Ross.
mate?
Hello, Rasta.
Hey, Rasta.
Right.
Big up, Rasta.
Big old Rasta.
Rasta always comes
Hello.
on.
How's it going? Oh, I've got into something here.
Nice to see
Oh,
you.
shit. Hang
How you
on.
doing?
I've gone on to something mental. Hi. Hi. Same to you, man. It's working for a change.
That's because it's snowing and it's,
Oh, God.
it's letting
You
you
don't-
straight in.
He said that, and now he'll
I don't want to
disappear.
break your screen, like, you know.
It's snowing.
It is where.
No, I've
where
got good
Rasta is.
reception. Well,
Or better reception.
it's weird because it looks like it's snowing on the CCTV, but
Oh,
when you're
yeah.
out there, it
I
doesn't
know
look
what
like
you
it's snowing. It just
Yeah, plenty of frost
Aye,
this morning when I
it's
took the
weird.
dog out. No snow as yet.
oh, it's been mild here, like, really.
Yeah, it's been quite sunny here.
I've got
to
it
be
again.
honest.
No, you're
Sunny
there.
Arlo.
All right, okay. I'm going to put you over beside the window so I don't lose reception.
Okay.
Right on the window.
That's better.
That'll
They've
be
got more
better.
fresh air.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently, as we're in a gathering of 6, we do need to have ventilation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Can
definitely.
you be 2 meters away from her, please, Grim?
And you need to know I'm on metformin, and if you guys know what metformin is, it does have it makes you flagellate a lot. So
I'm probably about 200 miles away.
So, what are you lovely people doing all this evening? What are you all doing? Tell me all about it.
apart from flagellating, I'm stroking my dog watching telly.
Oh, nice.
I'm
Beth?
I'm currently washing up.
I'm actually so glad he said he's stroking his dog.
I was glad he said that as well. I'm so glad about that.
I've
Grandad?
got such a warped sense of humour. I should not post anything. I should tell myself off.
It's funny, man. I love your sense of humour. It's funny.
So you're doing the washing up. I got married for that.
Oh, Mrs. Look, she's muted the mic.
Hey, Grim. You want to remember you're not on your radio station now, bro.
Oh,
There's some form of censorship on here, mate.
Jay, muted the mic. She was going to get you. When you missed
This is all the snowflakes hang out over here, bro.
Oh, that's fine. I don't have a problem with snowflakes.
Me neither.
You know, they got
Go
two
and be
options,
woke
stay
over
or go.
there. Go and be
Yeah.
woke over there.
Do you know what? If we had a troll in here, it would be even funnier. But I think we got rid of this troll. I'm not sure. But
So what happened? What happened with Buzz? What's
I'm
going
not
on?
going over that. It's all history.
He's
I've
born.
saved it.
Oh, sorry.
You
All right,
can
sorry.
rewatch it.
He came into the world. That's what's fucking wrong with him.
Yeah. Hey, I won't have that on my stream. You know that. It actually supports my idea, you know. But, you know, I love children, honestly. Anyway, moving on.
He's a lovely man.
Exactly.
Great personality and all that.
No, I say on a personal level, I have nothing against anybody at all. You know, I hate everybody equally.
Good.
There's no way I can discriminate.
Good. Can reap away.
I can see the chat's still very active, which is good. People are having conversations amongst themselves about snow. now.
Actually, I'm not looking at the chat.
Yeah.
What have I been up to, or should I ask, as Bumblebee? I actually have had a bizarre, unusual day because it wasn't meant to happen, but I ended up being on a chat with Wingnut, Peter Pope, Joe, and myself. So I listened to what Peter had to say. It's really interesting, actually, and it was calm, and we laughed a lot. So it ended up being quite a good chat, actually. I really enjoyed it. Talked about flat Earth. We talked about tsunamis. We talked about ancient religion. Yeah. Well, actually, not really.
Oh, good.
William.
I know.
That's my normal conversation.
I don't know anything about.
Sounds like some of my sessioning days back in the day. Stood in someone's kitchen at like 4 o'clock in the morning, off my face, talking about my random stuff.
Exactly what happened.
What?
Yeah,
but
really good.
off your face or not off your face?
Well, I've had a couple of pipes, but that's about it. As I do, you know.
God.
It was, yeah, Bumblebee, that's right. Say again, Master.
I'm saying what I could remember of the phone call, like conversation we had the other night. It seemed like a canny good one.
Did we talk about what I just said? I can't remember now.
We talked about all kinds of things.
I had that problem.
Yeah, man. It's like yesterday it happened. What's happening next? What's happening next? No more cooking strong cakes for parties. That's right. Absolutely. Just have a pipe instead.
Oh, a bubbly.
Yeah. Let's go and get some.
That's all I do.
soon.
Right, guys, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna have some tea. Right, I'll see you all later. And respect to everyone in chat. I'm not going to be able to get about to anyone what I've promised because I've got stuff to sort out. The radio system for what we're doing has just been sorted, so I'm trying to get that all going. Right.
Enjoy your
He
tea.
knows.
Right,
He
I'll
knows more
see you
than I
all.
do.
God bless, Grandad. See you later, mate.
Okay, see
Thanks
you
for
later.
joining, Grandad.
Take care.
Thanks for all your support and your help.
All right, no.
Granddad,
problem.
Granddad, we love you.
We love you. I'll see you in London.
Big up, Granddad.
Hey, make sure I've got the comfiest bed.
There's only one.
Bye, Grandad.
Bye.
You have to share it with Toby.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. When Grandad does go, who's got time for somebody else who did want to come up, he'll disappear eventually. Yeah, there he goes. Right. Because I won't pay for the extra. I'm skimping.
That's right. Absolutely. Don't need to. I think 6 is enough. It gets all really complicated and people talk over each other a lot if there's loads of people,
Well,
isn't it?
There is such a thing called Skype. And Skype,
It can be done, but it's fucking hard work for the host.
You can have 50 people in Skype in one meeting. Now,
It
imagine
didn't
how
work
that's
well.
going to be.
It can be done, but as I say, it's just hard work as the host because you constantly find yourself having to like tell people off, like, "Look, you shut up, and let that person finish."
I
I
don't
get
say a lot.
lazy with it. I'm bang on it for a while, and then
Always
as the stream goes on, I get lazy and just like let people do what they want. Just sit back and think.
They don't leave me alone. They don't, Mrs. J. They're always telling me off and telling me to shut up. And I don't even say a lot.
Oh,
I
why
know.
do they do that?
I don't know.
Oh, you need a cuddle.
It's because I'm old.
Ish. Oh, no, don't play the old fart with me. Because it doesn't work anymore. You're not the oldest fart anymore.
I'm so on you.
When I do Zoom calls, we can have up to 1,000.
Ooh.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. I do Zoom every Sunday evening.
Well,
Good.
someone is making a fortune out of that.
Not me.
That was Zoom. Do you know what?
Been sorting out lots of people to interview for you for the radio.
Right. I just want to
Yeah.
say a big thank you to the people who turned up and still in the chat, talking away amongst themselves. It's nice to see some old, I won't say old friends, but old names who have come over. As I say, what is it they're supposed to do on YouTube? If they haven't done it already. I know they're supposed to do something in the chat. They're supposed to say something. Oh, like, share.
Oh.
What's the other one?
And subscribe.
Thank you.
Right.
Well, that didn't quite work the way I thought it'd go. Yeah, we've got some old hands here and on the panel, and he asked the question, and it's what is he talking about?
Oh, that's me. The later the day goes, the more pipes I've had.
Well, that's fine. You know what? That affects your memory as well. Or is it?
Yeah.
Mrs. J is on the cherry, yeah?
I think as a young channel, I think we've actually done really well, and it's thanks to people putting it out there on the different lives that they do on their channels and support. And the idea that Bear had of getting the smaller channels, as he puts it, or the less known channels out there and to come up and to publicise, I think that was a fantastic idea. It's a shame I didn't
very
think
well.
of it. I could have
Until
claimed
I get
plagiarism. Yeah.
I was going
Right,
to say,
so-
until I get some storage on the phone, I can't
Right.
upload
The link
a video.
is there.
And, like,
The link is there. I'm going to end this in no later than 8 o'clock, only because I need to get some sleep. But
Yes, you were up at 2 o'clock in the morning, weren't you, Grim?
oh yeah, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
very old,
Unbelievable.
and you
The
need
two
your
of us.
sleep.
Sorry.
As long as you
You've
get
been
8
talking about
hours in the
Well,
day,
I,
Grim.
oh, I can only hear one person at a time. I'm sorry.
Okay, they always tell me to shut up, Mrs. Joe.
It's not my place, my lovely.
Go for it. He doesn't mind. He loves it, really. Sorry. You
I
were
do,
saying,
I do.
one of you, I've forgotten what I was talking about. What was it?
As long as you get 8 hours in a day,
8 hours what?
sleep. Sleep.
Oh, that-
no change.
that's never happened. Neither is the sleep either, for that matter, thinking about it. Not for
Running on
long
a
time.
24-hour clock. Crazy.
I've got to
Great,
sleep
great.
about days.
I have a body clock that rules itself. I can't rule it. You know.
Apparently,
Yeah, go on.
I haven't had a day's sleep since I was about 11 or 12.
Jeez.
Is that because you sleep at night?
I can explain it. Sometimes I'm supposed to go, can you explain it? But it's okay, I won't explain it. But I haven't had a day's sleep since I was 12. Do you want to know why? I've always been on medications since that age. Yeah. And then I was a drug addict and all this and this, that. But when I came off of drugs, I was put in onto pharmaceutical drugs and all that. And they say if you are on drugs, then you don't have sleep. You are comatose.
That's how I get quite often. Aye.
Well, that explains a few things, Bear.
So since I was 11 or 12 years old, I have been on one drug or another. So I have been comatose for years.
I used to be
And
awake
so-
for
and so-
5
And,
days.
and some of those drugs were legal.
Yeah.
Yep, well, most of them was years ago. They're not anymore. You know what I mean? They were pharmaceutical drugs from the doctor, and there was when I was younger from the doctor, but then I ended up on illicit drugs, shit like that. But they say when you're it's a false sleep, it's a comatose state of mind when you're on certain medications and things like that. And apparently that's true. So I've never really had a proper night's sleep ever for a bloody thing I can remember, unless when I was little, I suppose. Can't really remember that. But yeah,
Do you have
Weird.
a good
When I was
bed?
young,
I've got a nice bed. I've got a nice settee.
Mm.
But
Settee
yeah,
is always
listen, obviously you go to sleep. You know, your eyes are closed and you dream or whatever. But it's supposed to be a comatose state unless you're illicit or free from drugs or any kind of stimulant or whatever it is, or Valium.
I
Whatever
usually
it
wake up sitting up on the end of my bed.
Yes, you know what, Russ? I'm glad you said that. I thought I was the only one that done it. I do that quite a lot. Wake up, yeah, or in
When
the
I have
corner doing
something to
a
eat, I fall
yeah,
asleep.
it's weird. Isn't it?
You know?
I've done
But I
it
was
all.
going to say earlier, like before, when I was younger, I used to spend 5 days out of every 7 days awake on the amphetamines, you know?
Yeah.
Gosh.
I know that one. Yeah, I know that one well. And then you end up just passing out, don't you?
You just trip, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to that stage, yeah.
Get
5
this
days
one.
no sleep. It's mental.
Get this one. I was on Old It and Old's Live the other week, right? And I fell asleep, and I woke up on Bear Britain's live.
How
Fuck
did
knows
you
how
do
that-
that?
I don't know. I was asleep.
In your mind, you're just clicking away.
Don't know. I was sound asleep, and I just woke up, and I'm on Bears, and I'm like, "Fuck this." Weird.
You must have woke up
Very weird. Well, I don't like spanners.
and I woke up and forgot that you actually clicked onto somebody else's and fell asleep again because it's so lively.
I sleep well, but I have narcolepsy.
Narcolepsy. Sleep apnea.
You just fall
Like
asleep
sleep
with
apnea.
no warning.
I fall
think
asleep
you-
Oh,
with
that
no
must be
warning.
what I've got then.
Yeah.
Because I do.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
funny.
1 minute I'm talking, next minute I'm Gone.
I knew somebody
all the
who
time.
was
Then
Okay.
what happens is everyone goes around and mutes individually to find out what the background noise is.
I
And then
can't hear.
then they find out that it's JJ snoring away in his chair.
Yeah.
I have a French bulldog, and it is him. It's the dog.
You've got a
He
French
snores like a-
bulldog.
Yeah.
I have a little.
Listen, why is it that we don't believe you?
I don't know why, but
Not about the dog, about the noise.
Look at
Ah.
that. Look at his face.
he's my little boy.
Oh
He's my
my
little
God.
boy. This is my baby. Yeah.
He's beautiful.
He's my baby.
He's beautiful, baby. What's his name, JJ?
You've seen
Tyson.
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 Mike Tyson.
It could have been called Alexa.
He's my Tyson. Ain't it, boy?
Can you imagine somebody calling their dog or a cat Alexa? You know,
Or a child.
Alexa,
I had a
sit.
cat once, and I called it Brian.
One peg, Alexa.
Brian the cat.
Oh, I had Colin. Colin cat.
That's even
I've
worse.
got
Colin the cat.
I've got it. I used to have a cat
I've got-
called Sifa.
Oh,
Steve.
brilliant!
What about
My
13?
friend, I think that's a great name for a cat. And
It-
I also had a cat called Frank. I had Frank,
Nah.
Frank and Colin. Yeah.
Well, I've got now I've got a female cat called Loki.
Oh,
Right?
nice.
Stuff like
And before someone turns around and says, "You can't have a female called Loki," read it.
I did have a
You can. Right? And
I did have
I've
a
got-
female.
I've now got a kitten. Well, say he's a kitten. He's not really. He's about 9 months old now,
Oh my God.
and he's called Mischief.
Oh, lovely.
Now,
Lovely.
Loki and
Oh,
Mischief mean exactly the same.
I miss my cat so much. I've got
Uh,
two
One animal.
birds.
And I've got a
Does anybody
staff
want-
dog called Princess, and she's as
Does anybody
soft
want a
as
cat?
anything. Anyone want a cat?
I've
It's a
got
long way to
13.
tra- it's a long
I
way to
can't where I
travel.
live. I live in the centre of town now, so I can't have a cat, unfortunately. But I do have two birds who are asleep.
My
at the moment.
Tyson would eat it. He might look like a little Frenchie and all cute and cuddly, but he's another animal, and he is nuts.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Promise you, if these other
I've
dogs.
got about
My-
7 birds.
My son has a
Gee,
French
what are you on
Bonarian,
about?
a Spanish Mastiff, and he's got a pit bull. And my dog attacked
Oh, not the
them both.
pigeon.
I had to get them put. Already got eaten.
Pigeons.
No,
I do like
subject to pigeons.
Don't call
I
him.
used to have a lot. I used to
Don't
I used to
say the
keep it.
words.
Nah, not that.
Twinkle,
Again.
twinkle, twinkle.
Oh, you.
I've said it 3 times. I've said it 3 times. I did. He's got to appear now.
Oh,
you wanna see Ziggy?
That's what I thought was funny. It's better.
Do you wanna
see
muted
Ziggy again?
and just left himself there, or
Yeah,
is he
I wanna
still
see him.
around?
Go on, Ross. Let me have a look. I love little cats.
Hang on.
Meow, 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 meow,
Oh,
meow, 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 meow.
Ziggy's a stuffed Russell. He's a stuffed Russell.
Great
Hang
picture.
on. Can you see him?
There you go.
Oh, I love the
The
meow,
dog,
meow.
man.
Baby,
Woof,
Yeah.
woof, meow, meow.
it's beautiful.
Oh, beautiful, meow, meow, meow.
Ah.
Hey,
Look
you.
up, please.
Yeah, good
I know,
boy.
I've just woken up and all like.
Hey, up. Famous dogs. Famous dogs. on
Go
YouTube.
on. How can't you love these
Yeah.
little animals? I'm just people who don't love their animals.
Stand up.
Beautiful. Go
Gonna
on,
catch.
boy.
You missed it, man. Yeah, man.
Oh, gorgeous. Bumblebee, don't say the name.
What, Sticky
Crinkle.
Puppy Pup?
Crinkle.
Don't say
I
what
like
name.
Crinkle.
Don't
Crinkle.
say the name.
Crinkle.
I'm only asking what
Henry.
name.
I
Henry.
can't say it because if I say it, he's going to appear.
Oh, you mean Crinkle? Henry.
One more person needs to say that name and he'll come.
Pardon?
Sorry. Really?
Tyson.
And I thought my sense of humour was warped. I'm sorry
Oh,
for
shit.
those people who were offended by the
Kicking the
smut
vodka over here,
on
man.
this.
By the
channel.
word come.
Who's echoing?
Who's that
Not
going?
me.
Not
Can't
me.
be
Not
me.
me. Not me.
I turned the volume down.
Somebody was.
Not me.
Pardon? Pardon?
What?
Pardon? Pardon?
Listen, stop taking the piss because I'm deaf. What?
What?
Dead, dead.
I popped on because I got some really interesting things that are going to go on the website if you like.
Oh,
One,
ooh,
yeah.
Do not tell. Just put them.
Oh.
in.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
It'll be a surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, for those people who don't know, we do actually have an editor. I'm not telling you who the editor is, because that would be totally unfair on Mrs. J. I mean, sorry.
Yes, I'm loving it.
The editor,
Mrs.
the editor
J is the
has
editor.
free control
I
of
am.
doing whatever they want within reason on the website. If I
Yeah.
find that there's something which I don't like, I will have a conversation. But other than
Yeah.
that, whatever. you
Yeah.
know.
It's all very exciting.
Doesn't mean
Lots of
to, I
lovely-
mean, a conversation could be anything. You know, it doesn't mean to say that it's going to be about that.
Yeah. And I'm delighted to say that I've been sent a load of music, resistance radio stuff. So that's also going to be going on in the next week, which is really exciting as well. So
And that will be going on one of the many stations that we have. Because it's
and
not just
yeah,
the Grim
that's
Reaper
right,
radio show, by the way.
isn't yeah.
There are a number of stations on there. There's one of them that doesn't work on the PC, but does work on everything
Mobile.
else, which is one of the American ones. I think it's
K. I'm beginning with K.
RBN, Rebellion Broadcast
Yeah.
Network.
Yeah.
That works on anything other than a PC. It's due to the encoding that they use or don't use, I should say.
I was just wondering, Graham,
Yes.
when do you fancy doing this podcast thing, interview, whatever?
When are you
Hi.
available?
Tyson,
I'm
do you love
always
Daddy? Do you
Okay.
love Daddy, Tyson?
I'll do me a favour. Go to the website, right, and go to the contact us area.
All
It
right,
actually says contact us now,
I watched
right.
the video and how to do it.
and put the request in there, and we'll pick it up.
Right.
We'll sort something out. Cause you see, I need your email address so I can sort
Okay.
something out, and I don't really want you to give your email address out
I
when
know
we're
what
live.
to do.
Yeah.
No, but I can friend you
Mr.
anyway through Telegram, you know.
I mean,
Mr.
I trust all 2,027 million people that are out there, but not in here.
I know the one, man.
Good boy.
Yes, Uncle JJ.
Ask my dog a question and he will tell you yes or no.
What, like, no?
Tyson.
Yes.
Tyson, ask
Tyson.
him.
Tyson, do you believe in flat Earth theory?
Tom Tom.
I
He's
don't know
not
what's
said
wrong with
yes.
Tyson, do you want a treat?
Tyson, can you say yes or no? Uncle JJ, can you say yes or no? Silence is golden.
Tyson's answering, he's saying no.
Oh, he's saying no. He's
Oh,
saying-
does Tyson just want a treat? There you go, my little boy.
Oh, God.
He can look up. He just follows the treat. Yeah. Yeah. Wherever the treat goes, nobody knows. It goes in his little gobby gob. There you go, my little boy.
How old is he?
No. It's his birthday very soon. On the 7th of February, he will be 6.
Oh, look at him.
My little Anthony, he loves the.
Bloody comments.
Right.
Oh,
Mm.
I can't see properly at all. Pussy. Oh,
That's it. Too many of them, not good. You'll be hypo, you won't sleep. He's just like me, hyperactive when he eats the wrong stuff. He's got ADHD.
Is that what you've got, is it then?
Oh, I've got much more things going on than that, trust me. Much more, many things.
Have you got like a list?
A big, massive list, yes.
Or is it more like a flip chart?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I can relate to
You
that.
know. I'll do that.
JJ, can you just read out the last part of Bumblebee's question to Tyson?
Unbelievable question.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
So you want walkies? Piss off! Piss off!
you get out of the way, sorry.
Right, thank you, Matt. Back. Wait, so I'm going to get you, Bumblebee, with that one.
Well,
Yeah,
wait a minute. You're the one who read it out loud.
I know. You get me
So
all the
that's
time.
not Bumblebee's fault.
It's not easy. It's not hard, I mean, to get Uncle JJ, is it? You know that.
Oh, Bill and Ben.
Oh,
all I can say.
I loved it, by the way.
I bet when you saw the original episode, it took you back.
Oh, it was so. I loved it. It was.
Jay, you don't know what he put us through.
I didn't
Me
do
and
anything.
Granddad. You know exactly what you've done. Well, I even told you before we started it. I said, don't go on with the weeds. And I said, be careful the way you say weed because I'm going to be on the floor. And he
Weed.
still kept going, weed.
Weed.
Still done it. Weed. Let it all come the grass. Shouldn't
I'd
do.
forgotten. I tell you what, I'd forgotten how high one of them is and how low the other one is, and their voices. Completely forgotten about that. When I remember them in my head, I remember them both sounding similar rather than the high and the low voices. I don't know about anybody else. Yeah, the two of them are really different. I had forgotten that completely.
In that particular episode, it took them ages to figure out that it was water that helped them grow. I mean, the flowers.
Yeah.
What I want to know, who was Andy Pandy again?
I'll have to do an Andy Pandy. Yeah.
He
Well,
had.
it's in the flat, but remember Andy Pandy, isn't it? Andy Pandy, Pundy Pie. Kiss the girls and make them cry. When the boys come out to play, he kissed them too. He gay that way. Aye, yeah. Aye, aye, yeah.
Now,
It's the
those
song.
sort of jokes will get you banned.
There's a reason why
No, that's a song. That's a song.
That's not his tune that you sing when Andy Pandy is on.
No.
Different to
What was
that. I
I'm
can't
on
remember.
the song that's on the radio. The Andy Pandy song.
I'm gonna have to look it up in a bit. I remember.
Gina knows it.
Do not
Do you wanna-
play it because
wanna
it's
hear it?
copyrighted.
Let's get on the website. More stuff. Let's get on the website. Let's put it in with Andy Pandy.
I just thought it was brilliant. And you think that the way he done the analogy of it all was absolutely brilliant. He done that off the cuff. Off the cuff.
I loved it. Oh, it's
Right.
great.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Last
Can you see
call
that little
for anybody
bugger?
wants to jump on the panel. You've heard of last orders? Well, this is the last call for anybody who wants to jump on the
Last
panel.
orders, last orders.
Can anybody see that?
I can see a snake.
Yeah, that's
What's
Monty
Yeah.
Python.
Oh my god, let me see Monty. Wow. Love snakes. I've had a few snakes.
Do you?
She's a royal.
Kathy!
Kathy,
Look at me,
I
Kathy.
do
Can you
apologise.
believe this?
Hello,
Right. Have
Kathy.
you been on all this time?
So,
I
She
haven't,
is
just so you
she's
know.
soft.
You haven't?
Well,
Are you
No.
sure?
Yeah, just need to
Are
say
you
I've only
sure?
been on about 15 minutes. Just popped
I'm
on
going
about
to say
15
you're on
minutes.
fire today, aren't you, love?
Yeah.
I've been,
How is everybody? I can't quite see it in. Not got my
welcome
glasses on.
well,
And I'm on the
welcome to
mobile.
madhouse.
Let's have
There's
a
Bear
look.
Britt Nordic, there's
I
Mrs.
can see a
J,
flag.
there's Rasta,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
Grim Reaper Radio Show, and there's Uncle JJ.
Uncle JJ, hiya, and Grim Reaper.
Hello, Kat. How are you,
Rasta?
sweetie?
Is that right?
Yeah,
I'm all right.
Rasta.
I've had 3.5 hours kip. Oh, bless.
Oh my God,
Um,
good for you.
Do I
10 hours since last night now. I'm catching up slowly,
I'm
but
glad
surely.
about that.
BBA,
Yeah.
if you don't speak, I'm going to have to kick you
Who's not speaking?
because I don't know whether you're still there. You've been muted. I've got somebody wanting to come into the stream.
What did you
Come
say?
on.
What?
Bear, are you there?
I'm still here.
Oh, you're still
Yeah, I'm
there?
here, I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah, Bear's here,
yeah.
Bear's here,
All
Bear's
right.
here.
This has
I'll
been
go.
muted for ages.
It's okay. I can go. And I'll let the other
No, I'll
person
drop
on.
out. I'll drop out. I'll sit in the chat.
All right,
Oh, okay.
Okay, that was quick.
It's so exciting.
And
We've
Oh,
got the
sorry, I'm not used to this.
website.
I'm not used to this. I've lost the StreamYard link.
Oh,
Uncle
no. We can
JJ,
still hear you.
I know, but I've just
Yeah.
accidentally clicked off it on the phone. I was going to just get settled and lie down. I can't sit like this for long. I'm sitting up.
Uncle JJ,
I think that's it.
Hello,
you did
Bumblebee.
ask for
Hello,
a
Bumblebee. I
question.
can't see the chat at the
Tyson.
minute.
Oh, what?
You
Bye-bye.
did
Nothing.
ask for a question for
Ooh,
Tyson.
ooh.
So
Yes,
does
a
Tyson
Christian
want
Tyson.
walkies?
Yes, he does. And he can go for walkies later. Can't you, boy?
No, no.
Oh, now, Dad.
Does Tyson want to go for wee wees?
No, he's just been in a while ago. He goes out the back on my patio with his big lead, and he walks up and down the grass and does his thing.
Oh,
Thank you,
bless
boy.
him.
Thank you, boy.
Kathy,
You
I
boy.
don't know where you've gone, but if you come back, we can let you in, and we'll be closing the stream down at 8 o'clock. Though.
10
Ziggy wants
Yeah,
walkies,
Cat, come back.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. You have
Who
10
Hey,
minutes.
got?
Mr. J.
Hello,
Who we
sweet
got?
pea. How are you?
A bit better than the other day.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's great
Because I've
news.
told
Really good news.
certain service to go screw themselves almost.
Well done.
Good for you.
I'm standing up for myself.
Mellows and I have been tirelessly working about coming up with that directory. We still haven't got a name because every name we come up with for the directory website, it's already been taken, or they want £5,000, £3,000.
So you need a
£2,000.
directory, like a website that hasn't been taken.
Oh no, yeah, we've got the basis of it. We just need a
Yeah.
name for it. So some of the
Is
names, I'll
this
give
a-
you some
Is
examples.
this a directory for what?
For us
Services
unvaccinated and
Here's my
unvaccinated.
name.
Okay.
Sorry, website for what?
Right. So how
The
Don't forget,
non-jibby
we-
jabby.
Hang on a second. the YouTube police will be listening, so be careful what you say, and please.
Exactly. If I can do this. So basically, what we want to do is sidestep us lot who are different to the other lot, and create our own yellow pages. So someone like Bumblebee who needs care support and doesn't want to have those people that have been stabbed in the back and stuff. We are gathering information and people who are those people, as well as shops, doctors, farmers, butchers, bakers, candlestick makers. We want to create a whole separate directory so that we can do this. And people like yourself, people like me, even really, Bumblebee, can get that help and support from people who are on the other side, basically. On the other side. On the other side.
Me love her. Me love her.
So,
Mr. Lover, yeah.
Can I ask a question about this directory?
Of course you can.
As it's a ghost directory,
and
people from the other side,
Mm-hmm.
is it not being discriminative to people who don't meet that? And would
It's
that
not being-
And would that not fall under the Equality Act?
Oh yeah, it breaks all that.
Right. Okay. I just want.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did
yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, that's what we're doing. It's time to.
Hey, Kat. I just realised I didn't have the silent earphones on.
So some of the names that we've come up with so far, which have all been taken, by the way, are alternativesociety.com, alternate directory.com. All of these are like
Kat, your camera's
5,000 freaking.
How about alteredstates.com?
Hello.
We want it so that the regular, that'll be really expensive, by the way, that one.
What about
it's
alternative unique?
all of your, this would be great, all of your suggestions. What I'd like to do is get like something up where we can ask people for ideas for the names, because Mellows and I are just banging our heads against a wall trying to think of a name for it.
Right.
Is that for your station?
No.
Your radio, I mean your radio show.
It's a website for the people that added.
Oh, the website, that's right.
Sorry.
I didn't know what we were
provide
talking about.
services.
You know, JJ, the worse than you, mate. Once you start, can't get a word in edgeways.
I know. I've tried.
Well, you've got three women now to deal with.
That's the issue. You only need one.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I can hardly hear you, Grim.
We can
I can't
multitask.
Dimensions.
Sorry, Chris.
Differentdimensions.com.
Right. May I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
I don't normally come up with ideas like this, honestly.
Mhm.
Why don't you email your suggestions to the editor at ReaperRadioshow.com?
Yes. Yeah, do that.
All in lowercase, please. So if one of the mods would put that into the chat,
yeah,
okay, that is the editor.
There's a cat just come in the house.
Rasta, ouch. I can hardly hear Grim Reaper, but everybody else is lovely and loud.
No,
You can hardly hear me.
Grim,
No.
I'll go the shortcut way.
Is that better?
Grim, I'll shortcut you and I'll just contact Mrs.
Thank you.
K. Sorry.
All right.
It's
Well,
just
you're-
I've got very,
Yeah,
I've
put it
got
in
a
an
very
email to the editor at grimreaperradioshow.com. Please.
Can someone put that in the chat for us? That would be great.
Dan.
I'm back again.
I've just got
I'm
a
not
very
sure if
nervous
you're awake. I've got
disposition.
7 minutes. We
Oh.
should turn into another bloody 60 at this rate with these lots.
Oh no, you need your sleep, don't you?
No, I'm awake.
How
until-
dare you think about sleeping when you've got all these people to look after?
Well, exactly. You know,
Yeah.
if there's six people here, and I'm talking to five people.
I told you I'd have
talking to five
friends
people.
about weed.
What do you
We,
want, Grim? What do you
I've
want?
just
Okay.
got the wall.
the editor.
Can you?
What do you want,
Yeah.
Grim?
What?
Wasn't exactly a walk letting them in the garden.
Can you please put into the chat the
Well, that's why I asked.
editor
Grim,
at
Yeah.
Gmail?
What do you want
Not at
added?
Gmail.
Hey, I don't know. People disappear from
Right.
the chat, and we can't do it. I'll do it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
no,
this your
innit?
first live, Grim? Grim, is this your
Yeah,
first live?
I thought that this was down to the mods. That's why I got
It's
mods.
down to the mods. It is down to the mods. Right, mods, please can you put in the chat the
It's all right,
editor?
I'll do it. Don't worry. I'll get there.
Hello, Miss Emma. How are you, lovey?
Mr. Loba,
Yeah, I woke up from my nap and there's a message saying, come to Grim Reaper's show. So that's why I'm here. And I hadn't subscribed to you, Grim, for some reason. I've missed you. So have you done many lives?
A few.
Oh, right.
A few.
Look, we've lost Bumble.
Oh, Bumbles.
That's terrible. You know, I don't even know if I spelt this right because I can't see to type. But there we go. If it's the wrong one, someone let me know so I can edit it.
The editor at Grim
Hello,
Reaper.
Mr. Blue. SB.
Adios show. That don't
Adios.
say .com, it says -com.
Oh, right. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, yes, you're the show Mrs. J's on, aren't you?
Right.
The website or whatever
Okay.
it is.
Can somebody actually put that in properly for me, please?
The editor at
It's
Grim.
the editor at GrimReaperRadioshow.com.
Okay. I've written it down, I think. Mrs.
That's
J
a
told me
question
to write
mark.
it down.
Yeah, there's no. You need
Well,
2 R's in Grim Reaper Radio Show.
I'm still waiting for my carer to come
You know, you're so
today.
right. But this is why I have. Thank
Yes,
you.
you go. The editor at Grim Reaper. Adios.com.
Yeah, it's the one that Miss Emma's put in. Thank you very much for that. I don't know.
Sky News, Ukraine. 99.9%
It's a
sure.
silly question. How did gets worse. How did you get the link or the notification cap?
From a friend.
Oh, that's all right.
From somebody that may be here that told me. Sent me the link.
Ah, right. Well, if you like and subscribe,
I have done.
Oh, fantastic! You'll get more notifications.
Yeah, I always do subscribe. Like I didn't realise I wasn't subscribed to you because I've seen you a few
It's a
times.
very young channel.
Yeah, and we've
Yeah,
got some
right.
fantastic music, obviously. So my if you don't know, folks, my DJ name is Not So Shabby. So Mrs. J is what I use on YouTube, and my friends call me Not So Shabby. So that's my nickname.
Shabby
So
chic. I like that.
well, yeah. So I'm Shaggy. I'm Shaggy Shabby. No, I'm just Shabby. So my friends call me Shabby. That's what my friends call me. So my DJ name is Not So Shabby, and that's what my radio show is on there. We've got some fantastic stuff on there. Please support us. Click on it, share it, like it.
How did you get it? Can you put the link in and I'll
Yeah,
subscribe?
you actually go to the website.
Yeah.
What, on the internet?
Yes.
www.
Grim
Not so
Reaper.
shabby.
No.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm already on that, am I?
Well, I don't know.
If you, when you go onto the website, we're nearly there on its arrangement and everything. I've got a few more things to do.
There is an instruction video on which is on this channel that you can watch. It's about 8 minutes long.
And then I'll
believe it or not, a lot of people turn around and said, how do we get to your website, and how do we navigate your website? So I'm still learning, but I did the instruction.
Yeah, I've done a load of tidying up on that, so it should be a lot easier for people to find all the clicky things. And what I will be doing is there is going to be hosts, and we're doing a host bit, and you can then click on the host, and then the host can take you to their radio station as well. So once we've got a few more clicky bits in, it'll be a lot easier. But what you do if you're on your phone, you have your phone in your hand, you go onto the radio station, and at the bottom on the right hand side is the play button. You press play, and then you just scroll down and decide which one you want to listen to, and they're all there. There's about 6 on there, so please have a look. Some fantastic stuff, obviously, by Grimm, and Uncle Jay, Grandad and Look and Learn have done some stuff. Obviously, my radio show's there, and I change my music on it every few days, so it's never the same. So when you click on it, it's good to be different. And obviously, if you guys know any musicians that want to be interviewed, want to go on the radio show, be part of this revolution of kicking the fuck out of the establishment, we would love to see you. It'd be amazing.
And if it's copyright free, even better. But failing that, we'll accept anything.
Can I ask something? Is it Adios or Adio? The Grim Reaper
radioshow.com.
Radio
Everything.
Show. There you go. Radioshow.com. One. Got it.
Yeah.
It's not Adios.
Well,
Right.
No, it's the editor.
Oh, I know what it means.
The editor. I am the editor. Mrs. J.
The editor is the boss of everything on the website. What tends to happen is
No pressure.
no. What tends to happen is that I'll come up with an idea, or Grandad will come up with an idea. It comes to me, and I post it, and then the editor goes in and changes it
And tidies it up.
and tidies it up. And also, there's the most important thing, which is spell check.
Yeah.
You know, because I've got a nasty habit of not spelling things correctly.
Yes.
Or missing words out. It's just one of them things. I'm great at writing a letter. I do exactly the same, but that's the point.
That's really weird. I can write poetry, but I can't write.
Miss Bexley. Gina, I was just wanting to say something here. Gina thought of a good name for the name that you were wondering about, called Community for the Persecuted or something.
I like that.
We want a real positive name, you know, something that when you hear it, it makes you feel better. Because we're not the bad ones. We're the light. We are the people that see what's going on.
Can I just say that, you know, one of the things which we have to our advantage is if you have Skype and you go onto the website, right, and you click on the Skype link on one of the sides, it will take you directly to our Skype area, and guess what? You can ring the Reaper, and if the Reaper's online, you'll be able to talk to the Reaper. But what I do want to do with Skype is to set up a community area so that people can just join in, register on there, and then when we have an open chat, all I would need to do would be to ring the group, and then whoever's online will be able to come in and have a chat. And the best thing is we can even record it. Right, and everybody who's in the chat will get a copy of that recording.
Yeah.
As well. but we will be putting it on the website as well, because there is such a thing called freedom of speech.
Absolutely.
Legally in the UK, we are not allowed to have it because it's not part and parcel of the rules and regulations.
It's disgraceful, isn't it?
However, the website is full of free speech.
Yeah.
Nothing is censored. I will always put things out as they are, raw and uncensored. Censored. But when we go to when we actually have a further system set up, you'll be able to ring in to the host when the lines are open, and you'll be able to talk to the host like you can with any other radio station.
Uncensored.
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 To a certain extent. We still have to abide by the Ofcom regulations, otherwise we could theoretically be shut down. I say theoretically. I don't know how I'm going to contact the Grim
So
Reaper.
what you're saying is keep your manners and use your head.
Well, yeah, but or fall asleep, whatever.
Yeah. I'll just have a little snore.
It's free speech, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Exactly. I mean, you can always say of anything, I was talking in my sleep.
Well, yeah, there is.
Well, how can you contact the Grim Reaper? He's not in this dimension.
Yeah, think about it.
Dimensions, that's a great name.
Oh, dimensions, yeah.
Dimensions.
Happy dimensions. Positive dimensions.
Yeah. Now, we've got a number of radio stations. Some of them are talk radio stations.
Yeah.
And the most of it is those two talk radio stations have been well established in the USA, over in America, and they talk a lot about obviously what's going on in America, and they have different shows going. In the early hours, if you're awake, the Red Pill Hardcore show transmits.
It's also, well worth a look, ladies and gentlemen. He's so good. Please check it out.
You can also go to their website, and because I think we put the link in somewhere. If not, we will be doing. And you can download or listen to the archives as well from there.
They're all there.
Nice.
So we've come a very long distance in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And I've got to admit, in the last couple of weeks, we've just managed to get over a lot of hurdles. We've just got to get a few more hurdles out of the way, and then we'll be ditching YouTube to a certain extent. We'll be on here first, and then we'll move across to the radio. So that we can say what we want without the fear of being banned.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be great.
That's the idea of it. I don't think in the UK it's been done in the same way that we're looking at doing. But we just ask you not to be racist or anything like that, discriminative. There's too much of that crap going on.
No hatred. Hatred should be banned.
Yeah.
And also, it's just all about respect as well, like now, for example, we're here calmly chatting to each other about really interesting things. We'll do the same. It just won't tolerate abusive language and behaviour.
Yeah, just remember that email address that I gave out earlier on. If you've got any complaints,
that should come natural, really, shouldn't it? To show respect and have manners and just be cordial and nice with each other. That should be part of your nature.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Kathy, you've muted yourself.
Kathy, you are muted.
So funny, man. We are keeping up the good work, and we're working really hard. I mean, I bumped into Grim at 2:00 in the morning last night. He was doing something, and I was doing something, and then it's sort of a yes. Yeah, it was my fault as well, I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
You know,
I don't know what I did.
I thought, hang on a second, has the editor edited something here and took a letter out or something, you know?
Yeah.
You're
But
muted, Kathy. She's just looking at us. Look, poor Kathy. Kathy, you're muted. Okay. Well, I'm trying to do sign language as well. Look, my finger pointing the right way.
I tell you what, try putting it in the private chat.
Yeah, oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, it's going to work.
Okay.
Kathy.
There she is. There she is. So any suggestions for
apparently she's on the phone.
Okay.
What's going on here?
Any suggestions for what Mrs. Jones?
Well spotted, T.
I'm having a pipe.
Okay.
You having a bong, man? Oh my God, I ain't seen bongs for years. All my lungs getting
I've
taken.
had a pipe.
Try it with vodka in the bottom.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about it all, Graham. It's going to be so good, so good. And we are going to be hopefully doing some really amazing things and speaking to amazing people about incredible things and how people have got to where they are now as well, you know, because obviously we've all come to this position where we've seen what the hell's going on, and suddenly we need a platform to be able to share and move forward for the people that haven't had a stab in the butt.
Yeah, and
So-
I also say that whichever you go with, whether it's you're looking for something on the directory or you're looking for something on the website itself, the more people that join us, the better. It's free, doesn't cost you a penny. And when we refer to the website, we try to refer to it as our website, because without input from people who visit, we're only seeing it from one point of view. You might come up with an idea that we've not thought of, something you know, a page you want going up because you want more information about something. We can sort that. That's not a problem. But without your ideas, it's more or less going to stay as it is, and then with everything it becomes stagnant, and we don't want that.
And for me personally, mental health is a really big thing, you know. I think there's been so much distress and heartache and confusion and conflict in the last couple of months, you know, and the mental health of us as individuals, because we're all in random places all over the country, all over the world, and what we need is to come together and give each other a hug, and say it's okay. It's okay to feel fucked up at the moment. It's okay to feel distressed, and mental health needs to be cuddled at the moment. You know, there's dark times, and but it's a new year in 2022. We're going to smash it out the park, folks. So as a team.
End of sermon.
Exactly.
Sorry, I do that a lot. Sorry, I get on one. I've just had a pipe.
I thought that was beautiful, because it's true. I've suffered that mental health thing all my life.
Oh, I totally
And I
agree.
know exactly what it's like. I've been on tablets since a young age for borderline schizophrenia, personality disorders, psychosis, you name it, and manic depression.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what it's like. And
Yeah.
because of it, I spent many years in jail through that and addiction. And I'm not blaming that. I'm telling you now, it was me. I done it. I'm responsible for anything I've ever done in my life. Because I do not blame mental health, because I knew the difference between right and wrong. I just didn't give a shit. You know, especially when I went on my tablets.
We have our inner self that we hear, you know, that running commentary that we have in our heads all the time, don't we? And actually that running commentary does tell us, really, should you really be doing
mine is audible. I get the voices in my are audible. I can actually hear them like I'm talking to you now when they're really bad. But yeah, I have the constant inner voice. Obviously, I get that. That's just personality disorders. But the schizophrenia is the audible voices that you can actually hear, and they try to control you. I spent all my life fighting against it because I thought it was an entity. I thought it was an outside influence.
Oh my God!
The day I realised it was me was the day I started getting better, and I started to love my illness rather than fight against my illness. I embraced my illness, but I told it it's not in charge anymore. And the day I realised that was, I think I was about 38, 39. And I said, you're not in charge. I'm in charge here. I don't listen to you. So I sort of realised my whole life had been a lie, a complete lie, because I believed things that weren't true. And when I realised that and I embraced the truth and that I was the one in large and in charge, things got completely different. Completely different. Yeah.
It's almost similar to what Kathy and I have, which is religious
trauma.
We have religious trauma syndrome.
Yeah.
So and it's a very similar thing where you've got a constant thing that is there. And it's like I said to Kathy, I have to wake up each day, and each day I have said, there's my bed. There is a wall there. There isn't a man sitting on a cloud up there. There is a wall and a bed and a curtain and you guys, and it's difficult.
I understand what you mean.
And all of these things have come to the point where we are now. Where we are here, and we can share and go. You're not fucking crazy, mate.
It sounds similar to what you're just saying there with religion, is because I was quite abused in Catholic schools that I went and homes that I went to by like priests and nuns and things like that. And so I grew up hating religion. And so I went into a Christian rehab, and I always wanted to go Christian rehab. To be honest, I have got a strong sense of vengeance in me. So I did actually want to go there to have revenge. But when I got there and found out these people were absolutely marvellous, and it wasn't the faith, it was the people that done what they did. Things did get a little different. But I totally understand what you're saying. I've not got that one, what you're saying, but I totally, I get you. I really do get you.
It's incredible. Yeah, it's incredible.
Especially when you're honest.
And we've come
about
to here, we've come to this point, and we're all seeing what we're we're not hypnotized, so we can see what's actually happening, and it's good that we can all be together to do that.
Do you think you would have been so honest like 10, 15 years ago? No, say 20 years ago, I would never have spoke about any of this. Never. Never.
No, me either. No.
My God, I was terrified. Like, there's a stigma, not only the stigma that surrounds it from people you don't know, it's just the actual, I'm a man, I can't tell people things like this. It's terrible. But what we're doing now, I think it's fantastic. You speak about it online, I speak about it to people, and you find other people opening up and wanting to be part of it, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I have to go feed the dog. I forgot to feed her.
Oh,
I just heard the little feet walking up and down.
Actually, I just want to thank everybody because, believe it or not, I'm starting to lose a bit of concentration at the moment. So I think my body.
Betty bed. It's Betty bed, Mr. Reaper. Betty bed.
I thought the Reaper getting sleep.
Yeah, but occasionally. I'll probably be up in the early hours as always.
You will. So, I know you will.
Thank you, everybody. It's been thoroughly enjoyable. And considering I thought I'd only be doing a half-hour stint, 3 hours later, and it's just flown by. As always.
I'm sorry, I missed the first bit. I'm going to have to rewind to watch it to find out what happened.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Reaper is going to bed. Time for Betty Bed.
It's time, as everybody said. Oh, hey, that's an idea.
Well, I'll tell you what, I shall click
The
off
magic
first.
roundabout, folks.
No, actually, ladies are before gentlemen. If you guys want to kick off first, then. But if you don't mind me going, I'll go.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye. Sleep tight.
Bye, Grim Reaper.